difficult as reaching a siege tower up.
No. So we've got loads and loads of claymores coming from the SerfSlayers side.
I'm kind of surprised at the claymores.
They seem to be really holding their own, to be honest, at the minute, don't they? I don't know if you boys have played with them much recently, but they are, if you can time them right, they do some absolute massive damage.
I think that's my problem, is the timing. I could get them in, and then all of a sudden they're dead. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm done.
Claymores should get a Scotland homeland bonus for you, Mark. It should work even better, shouldn't they?
So now that we were mentioning it as well, though, obviously with siege towers, everybody in the Surf side has a culverin or a cannon. Don't know why they pick cannons, because they're more for units, I guess. But I suppose it'll work for destroying artillery as well if need be. But it is all kind of anti-artillery / siege towers. So it looks like they might be looking to try and make sure none of these siege towers do hit the walls for as long as possible.
That says hard A and B then, basically. Hard A, B defense.
Yeah, in my head it looks that way. But
yeah, no, I agree with
that.
You. Yeah. I agree with you.
So we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, there's plenty of Plebs and plenty of artillery on the attacker sides to destroy the amount of artillery that is placed, if they can find the artillery that's been placed from SerfSlayers.
The same sort of setup as before, really, isn't it? Spread out across Plebs, making use of the artillery, starting to sort of firing on the walls, targeting out the enemy artillery, and then we're going to sort of see where they're going to get their towers in and really where they're going to make their push.
Yeah. Serfs have already used over half of their artillery already, so yeah, I think you boys are probably going to be right here. Although there is quite a lot of artillery going down, right down towards C, right in the middle there, which is interesting to say the least.
In terms of that artillery as well, it is kind of put into positions where it's not hittable. Well, from like hidden behind the towers and stuff, where possible, really, and as far back as possible. So they're pretty sneaky with them, which is good.
Some very sneaky placements going on. I was picking up a few ideas here for myself, I think.
Saying that, that's
one of 4 pieces of artillery left. Just about to. That is literally on its last legs. There it goes.
Yeah,
the other one is pretty much down as well.
Far right side, yeah. We're almost there.
B tower looks like it might land though.
B's got 2 cannons hitting, at least that's going to go down, plus the musket player, so that one falls just there as we speak. And then the one on A will be about to fall. But as you notice, SerfSlayers only have 1 piece of artillery now to put down, so where is their artillery? Have they still got it up for the next defense, or have they run out of their opportunities?
Is that going to cost them? Because obviously now, if the Plebs do manage to get in here and take A and B, they're not going to have any grape shots to kind of help them defend.
Yeah, exactly that. Well, the gate is now being broken on A as well, so that's got an opportunity in there, and we're waiting for...
It's kind of a bit like the sort of what we used to see a lot on Harbour City, isn't it? Like real strong emphasis on defending with artillery to try and stop the towers getting in.
Like the first kind of war, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but did it really work all that often? A lot of the time, there's such a long time, you can't delay the towers long enough to really stop yourself, having to make a proper defense on A and B. And then because, as you say, you've expended all your artillery and resources, then does it help you enough?
Exactly, but as you see, obviously the camera flying over the top there as it was flying past the defensive side of SerfSlayers, you can see they have all their units away from A and B. They're not actually in the points, so between the supply point, the front, and the gates and stuff. So they're ready to rotate to either side and kind of make a defense on the gateways rather than actually defending A and B, because they're obviously hitting the siege towers out. So they're not really having to defend the walls per se at this point.
You say that I think they're going to struggle possibly over at A side now, because that siege tower is definitely landing. They've managed to knock out the one on the kind of left as we view it, but that one on the right is definitely going to land. I'm pretty sure that B one's going to land as well. First kill to Tinjev against Anya. Wow, I told you there was going to be
there's that 1v1 duel.
There's going to be an epic 1v1 against those two tonight, and that has just proven my point.
Got a short sword on the wall here as well. Java is trying to get picked off by Gyoto and Cole, but he does jump off the wall. And as a short sword, he's got that survivability to be able to survive that fall.
Are they starting to group up a bit on that far right-hand tower for the next to the A point? It looks like there's a few units starting to shift over that way. And look, all the
A lot
other
of
units
units that
pulling
way.
over from the other side of the map. I think this is where their push is going to be.
Yeah, if they can do this very, very quickly, because there's a lot of SerfSlayers down around at B and at the supply point, which is quite far away from that right siege tower, so
Yeah.
it does make sense.
This is all going to be about SerfSlayers kind of speed of rotation over towards A now. There's still a lot of them down on the floor, a lot of them on the other side.
Yeah,
B's
they were a little bit
totally
slow,
empty.
weren't they? I think they were a little
SerfSlayers
bit
managed to
slow,
survive. Yeah, they managed to
how come?
survive that Plebs position though as well, so that's not
They
so
did.
bad. They've got themselves to get the gateway and the breach hold off. But I seen Amya in the background sneaking around B area, so I mean he probably looked to try and sneak up on there at one point. For sure.
Oh, that was a good, better trap.
The massive
Yeah,
fight is currently happening at A, but B is totally clear. I can see Amya going up there and just sneak capping it, to be honest. There is just
So
nothing.
Plebs are starting to rotate from the gate, from the tower, sorry, in through the gate at A. Here, looking to try and catch SerfSlayers napping on the inside and trying to pick off the units that are just around the back. There are a set of Murmulons start to make their way up the stairwell, but they do manage to stop a few of them. But the majority of the units manage to escape.
Yeah, SerfSlayers trying to stay up on the wall, I think. I guess Plebs are going to go for the supply, I would have thought.
We are here to serve the king.
I'm not
That's
sure.
the right move from SerfSlayer. You know, SerfSlayer doesn't want to be fighting on the stairs, force Plebs to try and come up and clear that corner.
Yeah.
Make sure you pin them in on that corner. If they let them get up, it's
Plebs
only going to
make
make it
them way.
worse.
I think they've let them in too much here. If the Halberdiers
Yeah.
can manage that brace there, they've got a position to set up here. The Halberdiers and Fortebraccios are braced in the background there from Plebs.
Looks
Plebs
like
Winkler does fall to his death though.
Amya is actually covering that supply point, though. He keeps moving his cav and he's staying there, so I don't think he's going to allow any Surf players back there. He's going to hope to catch any that actually come out.
Plebs have actually
Plebs
won the
can do
fight
that.
towards A, and they're winning the siege tower push as well. So far they're going to be able to get a pinch here, but you do see SerfSlayer units and heroes starting to rotate from the left-hand side on here.
Yeah,
On the
so
right-hand side,
Surf
you can
players
see
are
it.
actually trying to run back down to that supply point now to recover. Amya is causing absolute annoyance to down there, holding 3-4 Surf players down at the bottom now. I think Plebs, if they weren't winning before, are going to start winning on the walls at this point.
Very nice trap there on the A point there as well. Just managed to deter the set of units of Shield Maidens getting them back onto the point there to help their stalwarts that were fighting already on the wall.
Plebs have got grape shots set up now behind the A point, so they're shooting across as the Surfs are trying to reinforce.
We've got Mia Sandwich trying to take them out there, and Surf OP, he managed to take a few of the grape shots out there, so they are no longer available for the attackers. But they are set up still on the right hand side wall with the Halberdiers.
SerfSlayers are holding their own at
Up
A,
in the
actually.
push.
They are holding it. Amya has picked up a few kills to people that were going back down towards the supply point. There's a couple of Surf players going back down there still. They've held their own at A here, like really, really well actually. That's quite a solid little defense from them.
We got
Really
Plebs
kind of
starting to
equal
make
still
that
on
push
unit
up on that right again though. They are starting to make that push up.
Plebs have obviously still got 21 pieces of artillery they can use, which is quite a lot. And you can see a few more grape shots going down here and there as well. Really, really good at staggered grape shot pushing Pleb team.
I think SerfSlayers seem to be winning these kind of overall battles though on the wall here, and it does seem like there's less SerfSlayers, less SerfSlayer units. But when you zoom in a wee bit closer, they're still managing to kind of stop Plebs pushing up properly.
Yeah,
Which
and
is
actually,
very
you're down to 2 minutes now, 2 minutes 10. I'm surprised. I can't even speak English, but time has caught up on me.
It's a big sea of red here though, but it does look like
Yeah,
Plebs have
that
got
might
that
be it.
momentum. No more units left there from
Pushing
SerfSlayer on the
past
point.
as well.
All the Surf
Pushing
players are
past
down
point,
at the supply
defending
point
the
there,
stairs.
so some of the Plebs are going to take A, I'm sure.
More on tier 4 units.
So slightly sort of loitering around between supply and the backside of B. I would have thought this is kind of almost what Odin's did, I think, and it sort of backfired a little bit on them.
Yeah.
I would have thought they'd be better just going right, it's base and going back.
A lot of units
of
of cav as well, isn't it? Yeah, maybe
is.
that's what their plan is.
that's
If they
part of
hold
it,
off
yeah.
C, because they know home is difficult. It's a very difficult defense on home, just as much as it is on C. But if you can utilize all the other open areas in the map in Sun City, avoid the rotations in and out for them to get any of the points, then you might slow down the cap of C and not actually get C. We'll wait and see. Very
They've actually
interesting.
blocked the B gate, haven't they,
difference.
with forties as well?
Yeah, there's a set of 40s and there's a set of ISGs going that way as well, but
Yeah.
looking to see what they can do. There's plenty of cav hidden though. Two units of cavalry just sitting
lot of
waiting
dagger
here for that
axes.
push down the stairs of B.
Plebs are actually starting to pull a few kind of cav outside of B here, so it looks like that's the kind of direction they're going to be headed. SerfSlayers look like they've seen it. They are kind of set up ready for it.
Yeah, here they go. So they're pushing down.
So,
Staying as one blob.
If you zoom out just a little bit here as well, so we can actually see on the left-hand side, there's a wee sneaky bit as well. There's a way to be two kind of fights going on. In the left-hand corner, you've got the dual blade and the short sword of vasectomy. I'm pretty sure that is over there. Oh no, it's Java. They're both making a wee nuisance, and then vasectomy is going down the left side of B as well. So they're looking to grab that supply point.
Oh, look at that
this
cav
fight goes in.
Oh,
that's naughty from SerfSlayers. That is naughty.
That was an instant total wipe there. Now we've got to try and see if they can do that for this.
I think they are. They're going to go coming in as well.
Yeah, because the cav just came in from Plebs, and then a side charge comes in on the hussars. It just happened, and there we go. There's a quad kill from Eta. Picks up a quad kill.
Nice to see monastics being used, but wow, what a yeah, that is really done a lot for Serfs. Serfs are definitely back into this game.
That was a massive clear. Because there was just such a big blob of plebs there. They don't seem to have really worked well with the plebs that were outside the wall at the time, and they kind of just got stomped, didn't they? And then for some reason, the pleb cat came in, and then they got stomped from the side. So that was a little bit unorganised. I think it's probably the nicest way of saying it.
Now trying to counterattack though fairly rapidly. They're not waiting for respawns. They're kind of pushing in, as Serfs have been probably pulling back to resupply and re-heal up. So maybe they've got them a little bit on the jump here, because Grape Shot's now going down to cover the C point. You think Serfs are going to hold here now? I feel like they've lost a little bit of momentum.
Serfs are up on number of units. It looks like they may just be coming around the back though for a little counter-attack there.
Yeah, Plebs have already got on to a good point to see though. They've got a good point to see here and a good positioning, because they're stopping the cav coming through that open alleyway. But they just got to watch the hussars that are coming round from the main spawn here now. But there's plenty of halberdiers there on the point ready to defend it.
Look at the Serfs just coming in with a cav though. They're storming plebs all around. They're just squishing them in together. Like real top kind of level play. They're just working around, not charging straight into stuff, but working around the sides, going around the flank, all the rest of it. Looks like Plebs may have just get C here.
Yeah, I think Plebs are going to get that now. A lot of Serfs just died there. That was quite a risky.
Only a minute and 20 seconds left as well. It was so close for Serf there on that point.
And now they're going to rush base look, and all the Serfs are dead. You've got 5 heroes from Serfs left alive at the moment.
It's definitely the time
this
to
is
rush.
Impossible.
This is
an impossible stage. Yeah, exactly. An impossible stage to defend here at this point.
With no great shots.
That many people dead.
The SerfSlayers haven't got any artillery to help them.
No.
Have 7 people outright dead as well, yeah. It was very, very close. 1 minute and 20 seconds. That's how close it was.
I mean, SerfSlayers are trying the hardest to try to sit on this point, but
it's just trying to stay alive. But
3 minutes is a long time.
There we go. The heroes are dead on the point now. Now the rest of them are going to struggle to try and get past the unit of halberdiers that are there set up and the units of woodcutters that are charging in there on top of them. But that's not going to save the day for them. Here comes a back charge here as well from Kagan as well as he charges through the units that were coming on the point. The Ripcats, a dual blade, a light armor, hero class, trying to stay alive.
He's trying to start
as much as possible.
Well.
He's doing a great job of it. Aslan's manages to get on. Sandwich gets on as well, and there's Falco as well. Heroes are starting to make it on though.
Trickling in though, aren't they?
This is it.
But with
it's legit 2 seconds left. There we go. Oh, it was almost the second one, and Robert goes back on the point. Once he's off the point, and Lex, and that's it, done. There we go.
Wow, what a game!
What a game. We lost you guys stream, I'm sorry, during a little bit of that, just for a little short spell. You didn't miss too much when it was down, but thankfully you get to see the final ending part of that there, but we apologise for that, for sure. But you won't be missing the rest, and we hope this all stays fingers crossed.
So some big scores from some of the pleb players, obviously, we all knew that was going to happen. coming in with the top score in terms of hero kills. Tinjev coming top of MVP for the SerfSlayers. So both teams really they did really well in terms of scores and everything there. Like everyone has played their part. Even when you look down the scores at like Tetsuo on the Plebs team, he's got no hero kills, but look at the amount of assists that boy has. So every kind of team fight he's been in, he's been helping.
Yeah, speaking about that fight with obviously Tinjev and Ami at the very start, Tinjev got the first blood, and then he's went on to get 5 hero kills. He gets the MVP for the defending side, but it's just not enough. There's a few players in there with a fantastic effort as well. Their Masculines picks up 7 hero kills throughout that battle, and then you've got Ripcats and Roxer with good amount of unit kills. So they've done their work. They've done a good job. They're defending it. Start it doesn't work out in their favor with like literally a minute and 10 seconds left on C. They could have had that, but well done
I
from
think,
Plebs.
yeah, that was a really, really good match. I think for me, it was that C cav charge that cost it for Serfs. I think that was kind of the mistake there. The Plebs didn't get fooled twice. You know, they had all those halberdiers set up. Were there to deal with it, and that's kind of where it seemed to go a bit wrong. We'll probably see that, I guess, in the post-battle kills. If we look, yeah, you can see sort of the kills starting to stack up there towards the end. That's probably that C point, that big spike, where a lot of
that
the
big,
Serfs ended up going down.
yeah, where the Plebs all flew down the B stairwell though, and the charges came in from SerfSlayers. That was a fantastic defense there, or the B push, because they
Yeah,
wiped so much units and gave themselves the momentum going forward. But obviously, the little supply point that they had previously was.
A lot of claymores, a lot of purples, lots of culverins and cannons. So looks like they're probably going to be doing and setting up exactly the same way.
yeah, I think we can expect that. Lots of Calvin, as you say, going to be shooting down those towers.
Yeah. Is that a few more Goldens from the Plebs this time, though, or is that about the same? It's probably about the same.
I think there's a few.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 more. I think than there was prior to it. I think there's a lot more purple previously.
And if you look at Serfs though, not much cav, not that much, not like there was before.
No,
definitely not. There's only like 3 units there. I think of it from the first glance. But
Yeah.
then there is 2 heroes that we don't really see in the bottom there, so they might have cav, so it might actually be just the same amount. But for the most
we're pretty
part,
confident. That's just a UI bug, isn't it? And there actually is still
that's a
15
UI
v
bug.
15 in the game. Yeah,
Exactly that. So we'll see what units they bring into the battle. That extra 2 players, there might be a few more cav in there, maybe not, but we'll have to wait and see once the match gets underway. Here again in Sun City. It seems to have got more heroes on this B side than the last time round, just a little bit more, but it's still kind of evenly split in a way.
yeah, largely similar start, isn't it? Straight in the trebs on some of the artillery, using the artillery, spreading the heroes around those initial shots in, but not really committing to a move.
30 seconds in, Serfs have used 7 pieces of artillery already.
They're looking to do the same.
That is mad quick, and like they know exactly what they're doing with it.
Oh, and behind that A point, like I said last time, they had 1 culver in there last time. Now they have 2, so they have definitely listened and took that on board, or even watched that from last time round. So they've learned from that being a good crucial point. Where are they putting up the cannons though for this right side siege? I'm not entirely sure, because still got the cannon on the wall, but where's the other cannon firing from? Way back onto your right hand side. Lex is over kind of like back right hand side of A, so he's quite far back on the very corner tower. So yeah, they've set quite far away.
Like people like Temple shot down, like right in front of the main A gate, set himself up a mortar, and is then using that mortar to lob shots onto some of the slightly difficultly placed culverins that wouldn't otherwise be possible to hit.
On the stairwells, exactly,
Yeah, just good little bit of mortar placement, things like that. It's worth Plebs using a couple of their early artillery just to start to take down some of those culverins. And there it goes,
managed to break it,
yeah, nice move. You can see Serfs actually pinging that, saying, someone deal with that mortar.
That's the thing, these in-game pings are perfect now as well. So even for us watching, when they're pinging, we're getting to see, which is fantastic. So we get to have an idea of what's going on and what they are seeing and what they're thinking about doing. So they ping that mortar because they need to get that mortar out of the way, or else they can't use their culverin.
You always sense the frustration in the ping as well, didn't you?
Yeah, it just gets
This
more and
mod
more
is a
frantic
nightmare.
as it goes on. Get this now.
Yeah, get this
There you
damn
go.
mod out of the way.
They're pinging the other one A there as well now, so they're starting to look
Yeah.
at that. You just see it in the left hand side of the screen there.
They're also
Far
calling
left.
in Trebs on artillery on the
Yeah, so far so good for the Serfs here. They've taken the towers down relatively with ease just now. This far right siege tower from A is kind of half health or just above half health now. So
This is the one that landed first time, wasn't it? Last
yeah,
time.
so if
So
they that's like the defenders. Oh, sorry, the attackers. Players actually hit their own tower there by mistake. So that's going to be an extra help there for SerfSlayers. Sometimes I do that in a siege. It's very difficult. You're thinking, oh, that's going to miss it. All of a sudden, it defaults onto the siege tower and knocks the people off. I'm like, great, sorry guys.
quickly try and run away and pretend you know nothing about it.
Yeah, that right siege tower is literally one shot away there, and there's a culvert set up perfectly to get it, but it is being trapped on the right hand side right now. Is that going to hit the? Yes, it does. It takes down the artillery. There's only one cannon, one culverin left to aim at that siege tower. It will take it down though. Java falls from the top of it as it comes down. But yeah, that's all siege towers taken down this time round for the second time, which
Serfs are definitely going to be real hard defending the walls this time, though, aren't they? Their plan, I think, is exactly the same. They have now used all of their artillery. They have got nothing left at all.
Yep, exactly.
Some of these siege towers this time may land.
They've got culverins up though. They've got culverins on B that are aiming towards them siege towers. There's two of them here with 4 shots each. Which, if they are aiming the far left hand, the right hand siege tower, they will take that out. So, some good shots will be needed from back of B there though. But once they get them, it will deal some damage and knock them out. Not to mention the fact that they have musket players, which will, once the siege tower gets a little bit closer, they can start throwing their bombs at and kind of whittle it down as well. Which is a good thing about having musket players in that medium armor class. As much as you don't want to have too many medium classes in the game for a CBL because of the lives that you have, it's a little bit easier to kill them unless you're as good as some with the scimitar and the away and avoid all these contact areas.
So it looks like we're getting a siege tower is just about to land.
It is, and there we go. It's on the wall.
But that's the one that
5 seconds left.
Yeah, that's the one that Serfs probably aren't so bothered by. Because it's not in the perfect spot. But if they keep hitting this one on the far right hand side, it should be good because they can just hold them at the top of the stairwells and rotate into them and pinch them on the left siege tower. But on the right siege tower, that's when the opportunity comes for Plebs to be able to create a pinch on the top of the wall A. So
seeing Plebs actually start to come back down from the B side, consolidating their troops a little bit more, trying to keep themselves moving enough, I think, so that Serfs don't know which tower they're going to push, but they're pretty close now, Plebs, to both towers. You know, they're going to make a leap one way or the other, I reckon.
Yeah, so this far right siege tower is definitely going to reach now because there is no longer any culverins on the map available to hit and damage the siege tower.
Amya is capping B. Amya is on the B point, capping it. There's no one even that close. Looks like we're going to get one. Who's that going to be responding? Is that Make Me a Sandwich is going to go and have a go at Amya?
Don't do it. I need a sandwich. I am starving.
I tell you what, Amya, that cheeky breaky, you leave him to do his Amya thing, and he is going to pull people away from the kind of front. Even though he's only pulled 2 heroes away at this stage, that's going to actually significantly help the rest of the plebs in their push. Looks like some are going through the gate, some are going up the siege tower.
Yeah.
This is going to be a real hard thing to defend.
Split push here. But you got a dual blade inside the gate here trying to run away. Ripcast is running away with his unit inside there as the plebs come in, because they don't want to get caught with this small unit he's got there.
They're going to push. They're going to push this stairs. I don't think the serfs on the siege tower know they're going to be this outflanked because they haven't got that much more support.
The halberdiers are moved into the spot of the treb though. They do know that they're coming, so they start to move, and the treb comes in. It will damage a few of us, not too many of them.
Yeah.
But as a deterrent here, well, B still gets capped again from Amya in the background, but we'll not talk about that just now. Well, as the push starts to make its way in from serfs at the top of the stairs.
A 3-way fight breaking out. Both stairs and the siege tower now are basically being pushed by plebs.
They've seemed to be holding their own here, though they are really making it hard for the Plebs to kind of
Incro is the
push this.
first one to die this time round, then followed off by Serfo, so they're getting trading off here, 1 for 1. But it kind of looks like Plebs seem to be winning that fight at the top of the stairs here with a wee pinch going in. Will they be able to keep the movement going forward? Serfs start to fall off. Serfs are falling off of the supply, they're going straight down to supply, they're not thinking about that point anymore. They're giving up on A. Starting to make themselves back and available on the point. Ami's coming around
by some dagger axes.
with a cav. That is a nice cav charge. It does get stopped though. It did take a wee bit of units there with it as it goes down, but A will be capped. And they'll start to make that field rotation round to B to give themselves that extra few more minutes.
Yeah, it's interesting to
Ami's
see
been
how
picked off from Tinjev again. There you go, Tinjev picking the kill off on
doing
Amir.
his work, his anti-dual blade work. Shows how quickly those serfs decided that, right, A point is gone, let's pull back, let's regroup. Quite a fast switch out of point once they realised that it was kind of game over on that A.
SerfSlayers are trying to make their way up the supply points tower here though. Are they going to try and come up and catch him out here, or are they just making it look like they're going to do that? Yeah. It would be very difficult push from there, going up the stairs and in that such a tight space. It would make it very difficult for Serfs, but they've decided against that.
Now the Serfs have not got any siege pieces left. Defending on the floor is going to be a lot harder. I think they're probably going to try and pull something off again, similar to what they did last time, where they're going to stand around C, they're going to make it difficult for the Plebs to get to, and then kind of let them onto C, and then counteract them. So jump onto them, hit him in the butt, hit him around the flank, and just make it really hard. What Serfs are going to be hoping right now, though, is they can play that a little bit better. Because last time they did it very well, and then slowly started dying, and then they just got absolutely YOLO'd by the Plebs, who just ran all the way straight to the base point. So it's going to be interesting to see if exactly the same thing happens this time, or if we're going to have a bit of a different kind of battle on C. But it looks like that is what they're kind of planning, as they're all no one's fallen back to the base point yet. So I think it's going to be a hard push for Plebs to try and get onto C.
Yeah, we'll see.
Cav though this time,
like.
have they?
Yeah, exactly. There's no counter cav. There's a few cav units available, but they don't have as many as they did have the last time. I think there's only one out in the battlefield just now.
Just like to point out all the pleb artillery, double ballista, mortar, a third ballista going up on the walls, basically above the B gate, being able to shoot down onto that open square. So plebs using a lot of artillery up there.
Yeah, I mean they're still got what 19 pieces left to use.
So
I mean,
you've
best
got
to use
to put it somewhere, haven't you?
Yeah, all that artillery to use on the attackers. The benefits of being the attacker is having the abundance of artillery to kind of use at your leisure, really. And obviously the ballista, even if it's not picking up, as I say, if it's not picking up heroes, it's picking up a lot of the Forta Braccio that are just moving from the gateway. So that's definitely a good thing to kind of do. The lower amount of Forta Braccios, the easier chance it is for your cavalry to come back in. As they do have monastics and dagger axe lancers ready.
Coming down the stairs now, look, they're starting to make a bit of a frontage down there. Looks like Serfs are trying to respond. They're going to try and grab some of the plebs before they can get back up the stairs.
Yeah, they baited that set to come down as if they were going to come all the way down, and they went back up a little bit, and it's moved.
Now they are
over.
coming down.
Yeah, so Serfs decided they're not doing it and moved.
Verdequin is heading straight towards C. This is going to start pulling some of those Serf players back toward him if they notice this. I'm not quite sure why
I
he's come off of that. I would have stayed on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the C cap. I think they need to win this actual individual fight at the bottom of the stairs, otherwise it's game, I think. This is the one they need to win now.
That's a wasted Hussar charge just on your left of the screen there, I think. He just wasted the monastics into nothing, pretty much.
I feel like Serfs are
pretty much done.
Bottled up here, though. They've got plebs coming off the stairs, they've got plebs pushing in behind, and there's quite a bit of pleb cav that hasn't really got sufficiently involved yet, though.
Yeah, the pleb cav, the monastics just now are taking out units on C point just now, and Seekus is trying to fight with mask flames on the point, with Flipcat's involved there as well on C, as the main of the push from B is kind of over with. So Serfs are going to have to try and recuperate. There's a few heroes coming back from a different position from behind. Serfo is the longsword, is trying to
we are neck and neck on the hero numbers, but Serfs are down 200 units at this point. That's going to really hurt, especially with no great units trying to back them up.
Serfs have got to hold C now. It's pretty much all or nothing, I suspect. There are too many units committed at this point.
That was a very nice early trap. Do you see that there as well from Plebs? They've called it well before any of the units even moved into it, and then the
Preempting.
stalwarts started getting hit by it. Even though he moved them as the Pleb came in, the balls of fire just came raining down.
A distant cavalry units sort of moving around on a flank, looking in potentially, although they look like Plebs have covered that off with Fortebraccios from Pyto at the back.
They've done a great job of it though. There's still only 1 minute 30 seconds left as well, so Plebs do have to start making headway here, or else they will be getting caught out here, because Esponja and Story have just full on calf charge in the back of the halberdiers here and managed to gain a foothold to get back in. But there is a set of halberdiers here.
The rest of the Trebs coming in. We're going to start seeing some grape shots getting put down by the Plebs, because they know this is make or break right now.
Yeah.
There's a live hussar charge here coming in through the point here. Halberdiers are set up, but here comes an ISG from Lex to try and get onto the point. Fighting with Fortebraccio. As hussars cars coming in, the Fortebraccio were still on the move as well, which means it wins in favour of the Cav there. There's a quad kill picking up here as well.
45 seconds left here now. Is all Plebs have got left. I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
I think the Plebs are going to need at least 20 seconds. So realistically, they've got less than 20 seconds now.
18 seconds to wipe that point off. They have to clear that point, but there is just more and more coming in from Serfs. Plebs are down to 6 heroes alive, and it looks like that's going to be it here, because there's not going to be anybody coming in quick enough to respond to that. All the units and heroes that are on the point are getting wiped.
Like Evo said, I think Serfs knew C point was make or break there. They needed to keep that. They've done it. They've done it very nicely.
They have very little units left to it, but they don't need it when you're defending it with all of that might and all of that time. And see them just flooding it now with everything they've got left. And now,
wow, that is I'm going to go and say that's a controversial win. Wow, look at that's going to generate some
controversial,
heat, isn't it? In the
discussion,
isn't
it? Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was a very, very interesting change up. So rotated around to make sure that they kept coming in and they kept getting their units onto that point to try and wipe the heroes of Plebs for that last minute to 2 minutes that they had available to defend it. It was all or nothing, or else they were going to be no units left to defend home. But they knew if they had it now, they don't have to worry about home. They just wipe them here, and then that's it. Ami gets MVP for the attackers, followed by Java and Winkro, the top 3 players on the Pleb side. Few good hero kills in there for Java with the 5 hero kills, and Ami with 3. All in all, pretty spread on unit wise around the whole team. And then you go towards their side. You have Roxer picking up the MVP on their side. 2 hero kills, 5 assists, 92 unit kills, and even then, Serfs has managed to split the hero kills, the hero assists, and the kind of unit kills between them all as well. So that makes for a very solid battle.
I think in both teams there, the scores show everybody is pulling their weight. Everybody is contributing. Everybody is really helping. Like, it's interesting to see that in this game, there's no kind of, wow, that player did really, really well. But actually what that does tell you is everybody's doing really well. Mm-hmm. Everybody's playing their part. Everybody's going to where they need to do, like where they need to go to do what they need to do. There's no standout player from that one, but I think everybody has done what they are meant to be doing. And that's kind of what's helped SerfSlayers here defend in C, especially.
Do you think I almost feel like Plebs were kind of on the front foot for most of that game. Say if they'd had a couple of extra minutes and they hadn't have had to sort of just throw everything onto that C point.
Great shots. There's Winkro's grape shot. Winkro's grape shot's still there. Oh, it's not anymore. There we go. So we're going full coverage. So players want to reduce that timing as well. Purple units for Serfs pretty much. Only a couple of gold tier units, but Plebs seem to have more gold tier units. Rangians as well, isn't it?
I mean, that's a real nice mixture of kind of quality and quantity there though, for both teams. Like you see some teams coming in with just double golden and then trash, but both these teams seem to kind of have their unit comps really solid. They've got enough, but enough of decent as well. So it's not just loads and loads. They've got some decent heavy hitting units in there as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, well, here we go. Game 2.
It's my favorite part is getting up in the air and looking at the full map. Here we go.
My favourite part is that I have to look at the controls every single time because I can never quite remember which one goes up. They're heavy on B side.
Yeah, there's lots of units on that side, for sure.
That's interesting.
Only a small portion of them on this A side here. The heroes units, but they are getting all the T stars
Yeah.
pushed still. So even though they're all over on B, that might be a tactic to just look to kind of keep keep Plebs sort of awake pretty much to make sure they're paying attention, looking for that possible rotation, looking out for the ability to them getting on the wall and just stop any of these artilleries.
Give Surf's options as well, though, right? Like, you know, sometimes plans go awry, and if you can try and get a tower in or something, it gives you another way to go. If they do push B and it doesn't work, at least they've got a sort of plan B.
Exactly that. As expected, though, Plebs have all the cannons up on the wall still. See, because they're not, because they've not got many heroes on this A side, they're actually going to have all of their artillery on this side built in, still available to use to hit these siege towers. So it'll be even longer before they can take that down. So they might be able to destroy this for free without using all their culverins.
Plebs aren't, and Plebs are only still down 6 out of their 15 artillery, so not nowhere near as heavy as the SerfSlayers did when they were defending the walls, which makes me think they are probably going to give these walls at some point, and then kind of just solid on C. I can see that's how the Plebs are.
I don't agree. I think they're just being efficient. I think they're just being efficient. I think Serfs haven't done a great job of destroying the wall artillery, although they are mounding up on the B gate now.
Yeah.
So the A artillery is all destroyed now at the front gate now that we mentioned it. So that's all gone now, all the built-in one. There's still a couple on the B side, like cannons and stuff still on the wall. 3 of them firstly on that wall, they can destroy towers.
The Serfs are rotating though, so is that A gate down yet? I don't think it is.
The A gate's only just getting pushed now. It's not even halfway to going towards the gate either as well. So it's a rotation for nothing really at this point because the siege towers are so far away as well.
Strange that, I have to say.
Might be a reason behind it though. Might be a reason.
A couple of mortars now starting to get set up from Serfs, which I'm surprised they didn't do a little bit earlier. I can see a mortar behind a bit of a barricade there. That kind of perhaps would have been better a little bit earlier to be able to take down some of the wall artillery quicker.
That's the full rotation. Almost managed to make its way to the front gate of A. Pretty much all there.
It's a weird thing to do because they're obviously not ready at A there. It's given the Plebs time to react, and now they're all kind of sat outside
and fully rotate,
and just waiting.
It's a bit like a Mercedes pit stop. They're
not to
double stacking.
Mention they still destroy the siege tower there while that's going on because they don't have to worry about anything down below because they're not even in the gate. So they still got this chance to just sit on the artillery and spam it as much as possible. This far right siege tower though is only half health and it's still got quite a bit of way to go, and a few of the shots are still missing it. So I don't know, maybe that's not going to work in their favor here for taking that siege tower down. Starting to be pinged now as well.
It's going to be close.
Oh, Altazar has just put up
shot.
One as well, and I think for these last 2 shots, it's going to make it at the very end,
Oh,
just to the end, and there we go. It's all the way reset to the very start.
See, now that's got a question where Serfs are now. 5 minutes 50 left. Not actually very long, considering you need at least a couple of minutes for a decent push. No siege towers in, because all they've got is the A and B gate open. They're going to have to commit to a gate, basically, because they're not going to get any towers in time.
Surf starts to make their way through the A gate here.
It's just a pleb kill box on the other side.
Yeah, there's a kill box on the other side, exactly that.
They're not going to get through that.
Plebs aren't silly. They have got units ready. Temple Shot and his crew are ready to pinch when that move comes in from SerfSlayers, whatever way they decide to go, because you have to pick one. You
Might be
probably
a little
lose
bit of
all
panic
units.
from the SerfSlayers right now. Maybe their plan isn't going as they kind of thought.
I don't think it
That's
was.
a bit
Yeah,
of
I
a
think they're.
weird thing to do. Like first the rotation all the way to a gate that isn't open, and then they must surely be able to see that there's 2 death boxes set up on either side of the gate here by Plebs.
Yeah, but
and
what can
Feds.
they do
I
now?
think-
They can't get
yeah.
towers in time. That's the problem.
Thing is, the left siege tower is about to go down again. He's getting capped in the background there, though, for a second. But
Yeah,
there's
Plebs have got a few people there already for it.
few
So
people there ready for it. Yeah, this
Here
left
comes the
siege
gate
tower is the
push.
closest one, but we'll get taken
It's
out
the A
as well.
gate push. They're in. They are in. They are in.
They've managed to split push it as well. Sergio went left and right as they come in. But Amia's coming and so is Kagan
got
coming
some-
with cavalry to go both ways here.
Oh.
Into the back of Plebs on the left hand side and the right hand side. That will wipe.
Surf's trying
The
to
majority of
counter
the
with some of
heroes
their own
there.
daggers, but
Serf's lost a couple of heroes there, but also Balthazar falls. B will be
Serfs
getting
look
capped
like-
in the background. But
yeah, Serfs look like they've cracked through one of the sides of that death box, but hasn't really helped them much, to be honest. They're not
Serfs
rushing
managed to
A.
get in on the right there, and then the Cav comes in and wipes most of the
yeah,
units that are
Bird
there.
coming in with his cav and just absolutely smashing through.
Our right siege tower will make it though because of all that push going in. Nobody's been able to take out this siege tower, and it's full health pretty much before it even gets there. So they'll
Yeah,
stay
have they
there.
got?
There's a
3
fight going
minutes,
on the A
45.
point. Amia is doing his work trying to pick off heroes here. Lex falls to his death. Tinjev also falls to his death here as well. And Serge started making a push up the top wall with Murmulons on the top of the wall.
Yeah, grape shots going down as well.
Halberdiers coming in behind.
They need to be getting up that tower like ASAP, and they need to block off that staircase as well for the pleb reinforcements
Yeah,
coming
there's
up.
nice trap timing wise. It might catch a lot of the units there.
Oh, a bit unlucky with the.
That's like Killian militia, but it hits all the stairwell and
Yeah,
doesn't hit
it's
any of the
very
units.
unlucky,
So that's
I
very
feel
unlucky. Murmulons are still standing stationary inside the grape shot though, rather than making their move towards them stalwarts that are there, because you know they're going to counter the stalwarts. But
Yeah.
so far, it took too long. Plebs have rotated
Got some
fully.
Plebs coming out of the
Managed
gate,
to deal with a lot of the units.
and they're
Oh,
actually
look at that.
bringing Gavin, starting to stop any respawners coming in
yeah.
now.
That's
Which
Seekis
is
with
a
his
very
calf.
good play.
Tibbs has got his
Jeff
sally out.
charges through him though.
So this is putting the pressure on, and this is stopping any rejoiners getting up that siege tower, which is allowing the guys up on the wall to actually defend and defeat all the SerfSlayers attacking.
Yeah, they're going gate.
No,
they're
even though
going
there's only
gate
2
again.
people that came out the gate, that stopped that
Yeah.
Zerg a little bit there.
Yeah, exactly that. What it's done as well is it's even drawn out the time now. So we're down to 2 minutes and 22 seconds, and it's not even capped. A or B isn't even halfway capped yet at any of the ones. Nobody's even going towards B, so the heroes over there are just kind of making their way around now, try and find their way in.
I think this is
Yeah,
pretty well game over for Surfs at this point. I don't think they really have the time or the organisation really yet left to really to make a push. Some of their moves smacking a little bit of desperation as they're just trying to sort of clutch in some moves to try and get on a.
Well, they've only managed to make that one siege tower because they
Yeah.
made the push. They stopped pushing the other siege towers, and they've only got themselves with that one right siege tower. And when there's only one siege tower, it makes it very difficult to try and do anything with it. Even if you're coming in through the gateway, you're not
So
getting
the
onto the points.
Serfs have just walked through A gate there, but all the Plebs
is,
are waiting
yeah.
for them off on A.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how
exactly.
much this is going to help, to be honest, but this is going to be their last push. They can't take it now, they ain't going to be able to take it. They've only got a minute to do this.
they're all
They're going to
cav.
need at least 20 seconds to cap.
They're all
Yeah,
cav.
it looks like the
Cav are great,
stalwarts
but
at
they
the
can't
top of
go
the
on
wall
boards.
here are defending that wall here, and that's going to hold it. Look how many players on Plebs here are defending the top of that stairwell. We know the Trebs won't hit that very well either. It might hit them a little bit.
Yeah, I might get a bit in the
Well,
Where
back
this
this
there.
one is called, but
You have a Serf
Too
that
late.
snuck all the way around back to B to try and sneak cap it, but Plebs literally were there before even he was.
yeah, they have 2 heroes there before it. The Treb does work out very well, but before the Treb came in, the units of Serfs has been wiped, and now they just make the full focus on the siege tower, moving forward with their stalwarts, racing, and the shield maidens coming in, dealing the damage on the units. There is a couple of grape shots inside that siege tower though, trying to pick off heroes, but with 28 seconds left,
It's not going to be a long
will be
enough.
probably
Yeah.
the end of this matchup, and that'll be 2 solid defenses on both sides.
Yes.
Normally we would say it's an attacker-friendly map for
Yeah.
sure, and the attackers tend to win it, and now they've just shut us up completely by putting 2 solid defenses. 2 different defenses as well, not even the same kind of looking defense. A and B not being capped in this one.
There we go. It is matched plebs.
And right at the end, Amia repaying Tinjev with a kill as well. Tell you what, keep an eye on both of them. Keep an eye on both all the way through tonight. That's just a battle in itself, I think.
Speaking of that as well, Amia gets the MVP once again for Plebs at the top of the leaderboard. 121 unit kills.
Yeah, not a bad effort,
What do
is
you
it,
think?
from Amia?
Yeah.
On top all of the time.
He's just such a difficult player to deal with, and he
Yeah.
just knows he's way in and out of that game. He works up Plebs. Have doing this day in day out. They know what they're doing with their rotations and their positions and where they can be trebbed, where they can't be trebbed. And then the timing of taking these siege towers down, it was perfect because they managed to wait it till the very last second for that right siege tower. And when it went down, there was so much time that they had to find for SerfSlayers, then had to make their way into the gate because it's the only way they had to go in, and it was very difficult.
Yeah, I think the mistakes were probably made there from Serfs really in terms of not getting the artillery down a bit quicker. Didn't really see many mortars get put down outside the walls like we saw Plebs doing. You know, to take out some of those culverins in difficult places. They've got a lot of artillery, but they just didn't really get to use all that much of it. And I think the time they lost there, you know, they just didn't get the towers in, and then they basically had no choice but to go that gate. That was like their only option, really, and that was always going to be a failure. You know, you can't walk into a death box with no support, no other way. It just doesn't work. It's well known that doesn't.
I
Really
think
work.
we've seen that already falter pretty much at the start, where they had more of their people and more of their units already starting out the B side, which normally isn't the kind of way to do it. You kind of split it evenly, or
2 gold and a unit of village watchmen, which is, you know, obviously what Plebs are doing a lot more to give them those higher tier units to play with. Pretty interesting mix of artillery, I think, for both teams. Culverins, grape shots, some mortars finding their way in there pretty consistently on both sides. So, yeah, I think it's going to begin quite an interesting matchup on this one.
Yeah, lots of coconut, lots of Sicilian militia. I loved it. Some Shenjis as well from the Plebs coming out to play. Obviously, they were banned in the last map. Coming out this map. So it's
I'm liking the assassins from Amia. You've got the dual blade with pretty much dual blade assassin unit coming around with him. So he's just going to try and assassinate as many people as he can in the background around between B point. I'm sure he'll be making his way around, trying to pick off where he can.
That feels like a unit class combo that goes well together.
Yeah, definitely. Especially the skill level Amia plays at. It definitely renders for that.
So split pretty equally by the looks of it between A and B.
A quick pushes straight into the gate. Make sure that gate comes down with full force, and if they decide to set up culverins, there is a culverin being set up to try and destroy the breach on the B side.
Also on the A gate, 2 culverins basically been built in the gateway. So as soon as this gate goes down, those culverins are going to have free fire basically down through across the A point. It's going to kind of be interesting to see. That A gate's going to be down any second now. Whether they're going to make any sort of effective rush or not, I'm not sure.
They're going to have a quick scan to see where the units are at.
Yeah.
Gate's down as well, sorry, and so is the B gate, both down. Are they going to just full push both sides here, all together? It looks like they are moving into the A side.
Pushing really hyper aggressive. Not really. Ooh, there's traps going in there.
It's going to be hard to see this because they're pushing both sides at the same time. Yeah, if we can get a second camera on B as well, that'd be fantastic because we can see 2 different pushes going in.
They timed that perfectly, where both gates were down at exactly the same time, and both pushes happened at exactly the same time as well.
They won the fight on the A side for sure. Their Myrmidons have managed to wipe out the stalwarts.
I think A is probably going towards the Plebs. B could go either way at the minute.
I mean, it's not going towards them. It's gone. There's nothing left.
It is about to be set up for a full defense already. SerfSlayers are going to have to back out of this here because B units seem to be winning their fight on the defense, but they're going to lose A and B because they're getting flanked in the background here as well, and they're already capping B, even though their whole unit setup is pushing out of the gateway.
Yeah.
They've already got onto the bridge at A. They're going to cap the supply point in the background, and they're going to have SerfSlayers. Like, if they keep them heroes alive, that's to their benefit here. If they keep all the heroes alive here on B, and they can start getting their units out and catching them out, because they don't have any units now. They have to make a long trek back to the supply point. And if Plebs move very, very quickly, they might have been in a position to kind of react to that.
I would have thought, given how we've seen Surf perform previously, they might just say, right, we haven't got time to reset up on C, let's go back to base. But maybe they won't. Maybe they're going to be grabbing cab out now. A few cabs starting to come out, actually. A few dagger axes and stuff starting to come out of the supply point.
So they've managed to cap B, and now the supply point is capped, and now SerfSlayers have got 2 different positions. Well, technically, like 3 different positions they're set up on here. Defending that far right horn, obviously where it gives them a few extra units of berserkers or whatever it is you're getting now to defend with. But they've also got the long house. They're already set up with units of cav there, and that looks like Chevaliers here as well. So they've got a unit of Chevaliers in the background there, waiting around for when Plebs, once they've done and reorganized, got their units from the supply point and start making their way around to determine which way they plan on moving. C isn't being capped. It started getting capped, but it's not completely capped yet. So
most of my boys are actually going back towards A, look, and going to go over the bridge. Surfs look like they've already kind of seen it.
Pleb there hits a few units of halberdiers that were on the move there. There's a mortars getting fired from.
That was a nice shot. Nice mortar shot, wasn't it? Right in the middle of those halberdiers.
Couple of positions there. That's going to be 2 shots, 1 by 1, right on top of that unit of halberdiers as well.
Rotations from the Plebs, so they are now going all the way back from A towards B, and it's everyone.
Guys of 8 minutes.
So, yeah, they saw that actually they're probably going to get slayed going up that little hill towards kind of C and everything. That they've decided, nah, we're not going to even try it. We're going to go the other way. Hopefully, Surfs are going to see it as well. It looks like they have. A lot of them are starting to rotate over toward that way. You have some people coming up through that middle portion though, that we very rarely see.
That is very feisty, if Coffee had to say it.
I was trying not to.
You were good, I knew you were. I had to say it instead. But that's a nice treb though, because C is so open. The treb's going to hit a lot of the stalwarts and murmaloons that are on that pointer. Does it just miss past them because they managed to move their unit? Oh, that's quite a good bit of movement of Surfs there to be able to maneuver their unit out of that treb zone.
Why not coming up from the harbour potentially as well?
There's another treb here from Synetic. It's the ISGs at the top there. It does knock them down, but ISGs are so tanky. Does it kill any of them? It doesn't. It doesn't look like it killed any. So that's a very good movement there from SerfSlayers once again to avoid losses with their trebs.
Oh, they're counter-attacking down the stairs, Surfs.
Surfs making their
into
way
the
down
harbour
the
fight.
Treb.
Oh, that
Could be a big treb.
That could be a hell of a treb.
That is.
Always getting a little bit high, but I suspect the area of effect might still be damaging. I'm not sure.
Yeah, very, very strange treb, but I mean, I think it would have hit a lot
more.
more.
In such a tight space, I honestly don't know what's happening, and everything is on fire.
SerfSlayers are definitely winning that push downwards, I think, at this point.
You have a couple of players at the back of C, though, starting to push through up with great
good treb as well.
Surfs are mad, rotating over toward the back of C, to the other entrance. Seeing that they were starting to kind of lose that kind of defense, they've moved everybody else straight over there.
How many mortars are back there as well? They've got 4 mortars actually in that tight space here, dealing damage to the top of that units where Plebs are set up to make sure that all of SerfSlayers are going and getting bombarded by artillery as much as possible, where possible.
The Plebs are winning this match on the stairs finally, though. Yeah,
they've managed to turn that around. They've only got a unit of halberdiers moving their way up with a couple of modals left available, but all the heroes are starting to make themselves available onto the stairwell to kind of bait the cav in for charges, and Liao's doing some Is that Liao's? Was that Liao's? No, not
It was
Liao's. That's
Liao's.
a
Yeah,
dagger
a
axe
few
lancers.
Liao's. There's some
Oh, there is
there's a
Liao's
couple
there,
of,
yeah.
a couple of Liao's kicking around there somewhere. But it looks
And there
like,
goes C.
yeah, there goes
Plebs
C.
came in. Serfs are going to defend behind that longhouse by the looks of it as well.
Plebs are going to go down and
You're
grab
right.
the harbour, get some AI berserkers spawning, and give them a little bit of a
Thing is-
hand. But
There was a few units that were down at the harbour that got picked off as well. Units of camels by the looks of it. Oh no, it was a few horses. It is, if I zoom in closely, it's definitely horses. It is definitely horses.
Yeah, camels
I
are
hope
one
it's
of the
not
bands,
camels, they're
actually.
banned.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
We
I'm
don't want to see
saying.
any.
It's definitely not
Don't
camels.
on that. Don't bring in controversy.
Say it, Mark.
I don't want to start it. I'm not resetting. I'm not doing it.
um,
But yeah, SerfSlayers still have 6 artillery pieces left, and then
Yeah.
Plebs have got 15 and 6 pieces of 6 Plebs available.
Serfs
so-
actually got themselves out relatively cleanly, I think, from that sea point. Given that,
Yeah,
normally you can end up in a rout and you get a lot of stuff killed, but they actually got quite a lot of stuff out. So they're going to have a reasonable defense on final point. They're perhaps quite a lot of cav.
I'd say we're pretty even looking on numbers, but when you look at the grand scheme of things, like higher tier units are in very much in favour of Plebs. 426, they're tier 4 units against 278. So that's going to make a massive difference because it's tier 1 units and tier 3 units are not going to stand up against these 5 units that Plebs have if the pushes go well.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, it makes sense. So they've got 6.5 minutes basically, Plebs, to make this push. So they're not too short on time. Can't mess around for ages, but they don't need to be diving straight in. They can get comfortable, get recharged, get fresh units, and then I think we're going to see a fairly concentrated push.
Will we see some artillery phases here from Plebs, you reckon, with the 15 artillery pieces they've still got left? Will they try to use it?
I think they'll push point, and then as soon as they get a foothold, either on the top of the stairs or on top of the ramp on the way up, then I think we're going to see just a million and one grape shots go down.
Yeah, they do have a lot of people with grape shots available, and then there's a few mortars in there. There's at least 5 heroes with mortars, so we'll maybe see a few mortars going down very soon before the push starts, so that they can deal the damage to the units at the top of the stairs and the top of the rampways.
As you say, as the push starts, looks like the Plebs are actually split pushing up both the main sets of stairs here. Still a lot of SerfSlayers still about at the back of the supply point, which are obviously not going to be involved in this fight as the Plebs are pushing up both steps of the stairs. Still got loads of traps to use as well. They're going to start calling these traps in.
As I start calls the Trebs, as the Shenji Grenadiers move up on the left hand side as well. If they get the bombs thrown over the top of that wall there, they'll deal some damage to that unit of ISGs. Yeah. As Plebs move in, try and counter that here. There is a unit of Halberdiers coming in. Defend it though. Will they be able to?
SerfSlayers now moving finally from the supply point. I don't know why there was 6 or 7 of them all stood there, but I don't know. Plebs have definitely won that push on the back stairs.
Side, yeah.
SerfSlayers with a double cav charge from 2 directions though to get the main stairs wiped. That's a very good cav charge from SerfSlayers. They did wipe out everybody going up the top stairwells and managed to go and follow up.
With it, didn't they, as well? In that charge.
Down to 12 heroes alive at the moment.
Whether they can now wipe that back area, they need to be throwing units on that back area. There's not actually that many Plebs there. Don't let them get away, otherwise, you're just giving them free units.
The thing is, the units are all dispersed as well, so it's going to be an easy pick-off as well if they can get these units and heroes killed. If they got picked up there, the scimitar class grabs him just before he tries to escape.
Though, which I think we have been missing on the camera, is they've just taken the back supply. They are all restocked with cavalry, and they are coming storming up that hill.
Oh!
Here comes the cav coming from the supply point now, yeah, as you see it. You've got halberdiers in there as well, so that's a few units ready to set up. They're going to grab the mortars and take all that out, as the heroes can make use of the damage that they can deal quickly enough. There comes some grape shots as well here from Plebs. They're starting to get them mounted up on top, ready to shoot at every single hero that goes on to defend that home point now. They're making massive waves moving forward here because there is no units really on any position of defense here for SerfSlayers.
Yeah,
seems like it's all lower tier units at this point. It is. Yeah, it's low tier units coming in here.
Grape shots behind them.
Here comes a unit of dagger axe lancers from SerfSlayers coming down the left hand side and charging down there, but Amia comes in with a counter charge here into the halberdiers to the side.
Yeah, I
It's
just
just
don't know
now an
if
absolute melee, isn't it?
it is. I just don't know
It
if
seems
Surfs have
like
got the
it's so
quality of
much going
troops,
on.
as Mark was saying. I just don't know if there's
Yeah,
enough
they
quality there to
definitely don't at
hold.
this point. The only unit that's actually doing any damage left that's here now is the the Martello Torrio. Sorry, it's the only one's near the point at this point in time. The Dagrax Lancers have ran off.
Yeah.
SerfSlayers have had to retreat a wee bit, but here comes another unit.
But I
And
think
now
this
you've
is
here.
going to be game, to be honest, because Plebs
Yeah.
are already blocking off the spawn there. Plebs played that so well, split pushing both the main stairs, making it look like that's where all their units are going, but actually doing a sneaky little backcat on that supply point and then just pulling everything they had left out and just push into already damaged SerfSlayers, knowing it's going to take them either ages to get back to their supply point at base, or actually they're not going to have anything that they can kind of do because they're going to have to stand there and wait for the Plebs to come up. Plebs absolutely just jumped on that opportunity and went for it.
Very, very good movement and speed from Plebs there going forward, and managed to catch them uh, on a different side where they weren't really set for on that defense. Pleb QT picking up the MVP this time though for Plebs, so Haita in second with Cinetic in third place there. Good amount of unit kills between the top two players there, and not to mention Sentra as well there with 139 unit kills there. So picking up a lot of units going forward. Plenty of trebs being used in perfect positions as well, I think helped uh,
Yeah.
stopping the rotations of SerfSlayers quick enough. Which was good.
To be
Yeah. No,
honest, I
absolutely.
saw a lot more units dying on that counter push down the stairs towards the harbor. They were quite lucky that this was aimed a little bit too high, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it didn't cost them too much, I think.
Yeah. There was a lot of those. This kind of makes you hesitate a little bit as well, though, because I don't think you fully come forward in case you think you're going to get more trebs in your face. So, like, as they're making that counter push, they're still coming down. But do they go further forward, thinking I might be walking into more treb? So you might be in that counter thing where they might not fully pushed it because of that idea as well. So
Been
not
pretty
so much
consistent
on
though,
the
hasn't it?
attacking side.
I think we will see one of the breaches going down here. I'm not sure if it'll be A or B, but I'm pretty sure the Serfs are going to be trying to take advantage of one of them, definitely.
Yeah, well, Serfs have got pretty much all mortars and grape shot, so there isn't any culverins for taking the breach down. So they might just use their mortars for that.
Maybe totally wrong, man.
No, I mean they still use the mortars. Mortars
We'll
still work
see.
for that.
Yeah.
They have plenty of artillery to use as well. So artillery
Yeah.
pieces they might have multiple in the supply point side, so they can swap out when need be. Whereas we know the plebs don't, so that what they have is what they're going to have for the whole battle, and then until they use it, that's it gone. So on their side, they've got a few ballistas, a few culverins, a few grape shots, and a few mortars. So mixed bag of everything there. Plebs have been known to defend A and B very well, though, and win these defenses on A and B. So, will they look to be trying to do that again? Is that why they brought the higher tier units at this point? So they can just make sure they focus on defending before
Well,
we
it
even
may
have to
well
worry
be.
about this point.
Yeah. It's almost easier, isn't it? I suppose, in a way.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what they did on Sun City, basically, wasn't it? Just hold them at the
exactly
walls.
that. So, Surfslayers are setting up some of their mortars on that B side there, and they're making sure that they take these breaches down. You can see them hit from that supply point on the A point here as well, dealing damage to that breach straight away. But
Spot a unit I haven't seen at all in the time I've been casting this tournament, but we've got a little unit of Axe Raiders down there over at B for the SerfSlayers, which is quite interesting. Not sure how much they're going to really help out, but A breach is already down. That's gone. Doesn't look like they're really jumping on it much from
Because B
SerfSlayers.
breach
Breach.
as well.
Yep, there we go.
Kind of as predicted, opening up the 4 kind of main ways in. And a few
Using
more
their
options.
mortars to go over the wall here as well to deal damage to some serfs unit, the plebs units inside the gateway.
Yeah.
But plebs aren't silly. They're not going to keep their unit in the one spot. They will keep rotating it. They will move it from side to side. They'll move it from different areas until they need to kind of focus up on one spot and then deal with the damage there. But for now, just keep rotating it around, making sure they avoid damage. Make sure that the attackers pretty much use as much of their artillery as possible as well. It's kind of what you want to do because they have so much to use. You want them have to waste it before you get anywhere near the main pushes in
Actually
the
just,
home point.
just countered one of the Surf's artilleries there as well, actually. Plebs did a bit of counter-artillerying from mortaring their own shots back out of the wall.
Yeah, so we've got a mortar just above A gate there, which is dealing some damage. That's Mixu there with the mortar there, so he's doing some work
We
with that.
have SerfSlayers going through the B breach right now. They are pushing A gate at the same time, so they're also
A
trying
gate
to make a
and
little
B
bit
breach.
of
Here we
headway
go.
at both spots at the minute. Plebs are meeting them both sides though, and they don't look like they're kind of struggling to hold them back at the minute. The Plebs are quite well kind of numbered in both areas.
There's a unit of ISGs that's walking across the wall though from B towards A here, and they're going to be met with all plebs here, and they're just going to deal all that damage and wipe the unit before they even get the chance to do anything here.
Yeah, Shieldmaidens front, behind, Pharyngians in there as well.
Yep, there we go. They're rotating as if they're going into the breach at A, but then moving back to the gateway. But nothing really going over on at B, just where they've kind of been pushed away from that opportunity to move in. They're just looking for a spot here, SerfSlayers, to try and take advantage of here. They're using Plebs everywhere they possibly can. They're using that one over on B there. It's just stopping them kind of going in themselves, so there's no unit defending it really that's going to get hit. But there's Ikela militia up top here. It's just raining down on top.
Well, they're in at B, on the B side, they're committed.
I think they're just breaking through the gate at A as well, but they've got a lot more defenders at A than they have B, but defenders at B are holding their own, so the Blood Boys are holding their own at B there. They are pushing them back out somewhat.
All of the B units seems to be getting wiped before they get the chance. It was Fortebraccio coming in there on B. And
so a very quick rotation, sorry Mark, quick rotation serves. They are going out all the way through that A breach. They haven't really done much with it. They've all kind of walked through it. They've just kind of stood there though. So I think actually that hesitation is probably going to cost them.
In and on the left, setting themselves up on the left now though. I guess that's maybe what they were trying to do.
Kind of jump on them so quickly though, just keeping the pressure on, not allowing the Serfs to kind of get in and set up.
Four grape shots set up on top there though, trying to pick off heroes here. And Java and Center both see that they pick up and trying to take out as much of that artillery there as possible as Plebs fully rotate around onto it.
Yeah,
and they're actually managing to wipe here.
Completely.
There's a hat trick from Java. Picks up Surflight as the last kill. Center eventually falls his death from Tinjev. And then it looks like we're getting another rotation of Cav coming in across the bridge here from B side, trying to come around to the back here of Plebs. But Plebs noticed the rotation and have moved a unit straight away into the breachway and stopped that Dagger lack even doing anything worthwhile.
Only a couple of units Serfs going through the B gate though right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and set up on a bit of a B push, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of Cav there, yeah. Two units of cavalry there. They've got stalwarts trying to set up on the right hand side against these halberdiers. But if you look at the position that these Fortebraccio these stalwarts are at, sorry, they were kind of staggered a little bit away, so they couldn't really destroy all of the unit there, but they will do on the second attempt round here now. But there's plenty of Cav in the back here from Plebs.
So look how many of the boys from Plebs are now at the
supply point. Yeah,
like that is horrendous to look at if you were a SerfSlayer.
There's going to be 3 areas of attack technically from the defense here, because they're coming from all the areas of the supply point that they possibly can. Halberdiers are set up on the main side push though, and they're trying to move in a position to deal some damage when this stalwart set up as well.
Just so much Cav coming in. Monastics, doing quite a lot of damage on the way through, aren't they? And those coconut throwers have been doing a lot of damage as well, getting their burning grenades in.
Very good fight going on down at B here.
They're just brute forcing B now at this point. They haven't really got time to
kind of haven't got the time themselves. To, otherwise, yes. 1 minute 50 left, and they have to kind of make a way in. But when you look at it, it's kind of even on hero kills here. But SerfSlayers have lost so much units.
So even if they do take the B point here, I think it's going to be a real struggle for them to take C.
I don't think they will even get the B point at this point.
Yeah, I don't think they will. It just seems
There's
to be
a unit of Cav coming in the back here.
It and hoping for the best.
Dagger Lancers charging through the back here. Mixu picks up all the units, kills the layouts and wipes the back of the stalwarts now, so that's definitely that push over here.
That's that.
As
Yeah.
SerfSlayers send a cav in now, but it is already a little too late. Plenty of noise from the cavalry coming across B, and they'll start to push SerfSlayers out of the gateway now and just chase them out here with 1 minute left.
I almost feel like Serfs have just become
Oh,
a
there's
bit
palace
demoralised
guards coming in
this
here
game.
in Serfs. Yeah.
Something
Merlins as
different.
well.
Serve the king.
In B here. Psychele, but yeah, it looks like Serfs are just gonna have to go through the motions here at this point because it's already a little too late to make any move. You can see all the units coming from the respawn here, but it is lower tier units now. You've got a few decent units, but by the time they make their way up there,
Oh,
It's
not
just
gonna
going to be a
have
bit of a
enough.
battle now. Pick up as many kills as you can, and that's it.
Yeah,
Plebs are going
add
on the
them
offensive.
stats.
They're pushing out of the gate.
Half charge though from the Dagger Axe Lancers, but they are going straight into their own tribe, so
And Madao and all sorts. All sorts of stuff in
everything
there.
is down there.
Solid game though. Solid defense. SerfSlayers trying to kind of approach it from every single different angle they could there. It just didn't work out for him, did it? Just did not work out for him that game.
Here we go. We're one step away from Plebs picking up the win here if they get the
Yeah.
next battle.
All comes down to Reginopolis now.
It always does.
Oh,
And we saw some
Favorite map.
pretty close fights there. So
Yeah, very.
Fingers crossed for a C defense. That's what we want.
Look at that Java coming in with 6 hero kills. Not bad. Not a bad effort. And you can actually see the sort of
118
kill
units
difference
itself.
as well, can't you? Yeah, 118 and 113, do 90s. You know, then when you compare that to Serfs, it's just not the sort of same numbers of units. They're just not racking up that same sort of number of kills in that battle.
Yeah, look at the hero deaths as well. On the side of Plebs, there's very little in comparison to what SerfSlayers are doing. There's everybody on SerfSlayers died at least once, some of which died 3 times. So, you know, they're out of the game completely. That Surflight died 3 times. He's out of the game. So he wasn't even coming back if there was a little bit longer to go. But nobody on Plebs was really at risk. There was like 2 heroes, maybe 2 or 3 heroes that were on 2 lives. But for the most part, they were heavy armor classes that kind of stay in the battle anyway for long enough. So a good
Yeah.
effort from them.
I think that's the first time I feel like I think all the matches have been extremely close so far. I think that's the first time
Yeah.
I felt like we saw a little bit of a pleb more domination on that match. I think you know when you compare it to what the match before, where it started off, plebs were just so confidently, you know, they just walked in and took A basically. And then we saw Serfs, you know, trying to get in, poking different points, couldn't really get in, and then just struggling, running out of time, really just sort of losing every little individual fight through the course of that battle. Never really got much of a foothold anywhere trying to get on that A and B point, I don't think.
He's got them in Plebs. Isu's got them. Yeah, so he does. Here we go. 2 sets up there.
Are they going to be for anti-Falcos though? They obviously knew the Serfs were going to be saving them, so Plebs may have already thought of a bit of a counter-attack to them. But
I mean,
on this
I
map
think
in
Plebs got
particular,
a
like
better positioning for them, didn't they? They have
I
a
think
better-
defenders do, yeah. I think the mortars reign supreme on this map though. And there's
Yeah,
a lot of them
there's-
coming
yeah.
out to play.
There's normally a big mortar duel over the C point, isn't there? That's normally
Yeah,
like the
after that,
classic,
yeah, for
classic
sure.
mortar spot. It would be kind of interesting. It would be a bit of a shocker. There's like a 5% of me that thinks that plebs could end up defending AB, which I know is really not the done thing on this map. But
We
I
have
feel they're going to be
seen
confident.
someone else do it, and it worked for them.
Just never know. Probably won't, but there's just a little bit of me that thinks they could.
Keep
Yeah.
that optimism.
Did you-
Keep it.
Yeah.
Did you notice there the unit, the class setup there though? There was a lot more pole axes for SerfSlayers, like than there was in the
Right.
previous battles. So I don't know if that's planned for a reason. Like they find something that they're using that unit for.
I would just like to
wait and see,
say
I guess.
that there's a surprisingly large number of units hanging around the
Hanging
open.
around A. I was just
Oh,
about
we
to say-
did this last time, Evo, and you were overhyped, and then they moved them all.
Look,
So,
I want to cash in my bet, and I want. I think it was a good prediction.
It would be if it goes into I don't even know that word. I'm never going to try and say it now. I'd already thrown
It's
it.
too late. It's just too late.
Intuition,
Too late.
Marcus, that word.
There we go. That's it.
Intuition.
My tongue got twisted inside my mouth. Like, I couldn't even say it. It must be because I'm so dry. I need some drinks, and the wife's not providing that just now. So, I mean, I can't be grumbling at the moment.
It looks like we may be setting up for a solid A and B defense here from the Pleb side, though, which actually,
Take
like,
down that tower.
this-
Yeah, Plebs are
this
taking
could
down the
throw-
towers. Yeah.
this could throw the Serfs off their kind of plan. There's not many teams kind of plan for this at all in terms of
I think
attack.
it's more they make it look like this way. Take a siege tower down, and then everybody thinks, "Oh God, this is wasting time." Like, because there's lots of time on Reggie, right? So
There is.
if you look like you're doing a defense here at A and B, then Serfs think otherwise of what they were planning on doing in the first place. Then they start making their way forward. They have to wait till a siege tower goes up, for example, and obviously they've already destroyed one. So like, maybe they're like, "Oh no, they're actually fully defending here. What do we do?" And then start having to make different ideas of what they're going to do.
Right, and
don't
I
think
think
people
every
defend
team
it.
comes into this with kind of a set strategy, but with a couple of backup strategies. So it's all about actually when do you call it to move from that set strategy to one of your backup ones.
Yeah.
I think right here, the Serfs are probably going to be thinking it's going to be time to call it soon because
Plebs have
Plebs,
moved. You look where they've moved that unit in there. They've moved the unit of Halberdiers inside with Iron Reapers and ISGs in that tower, right?
It's gonna be like their response. I mean, it's going to be quite a tough nut to crack because if you can't really treb in there, which is not super easy to do, that's quite a tough little narrow gateway to get through.
Yeah, exactly. So like, are they going to
This
be
is the
thinking
only
about
tower they've
using that
got.
way? Exactly that. Until the Falconettes are actually doing damage there to that tower on the right hand side. So that's why Plebs have obviously taken the Falconettes. It's just above the supply point on your right hand side there. You've got Fisu dealing that damage with the Falconette to that
Yeah,
siege
and there
tower.
goes the tower, and there goes the tower again. So only one tower in. Although I suppose they have got the breach to the back supply point, the breach through the gate, and the breach on the far side to B. So there is quite a few ways in, but only one tower to secure the walls.
Could you imagine that SerfSlayers save Falconetti and Falconetti becomes their downfall? They can't get into the points because the Falconetti is destroying their siege towers this whole time.
Bit ironic, wouldn't it?
Would be. Still have plenty of mortars as well. Like the 2 mortars on top of that tower are doing damage to the units that are like mustering up at the bottom of that siege tower that has hit the wall. And they've already got like units that are, you see heroes rotating around to the left have a wee gander, but there is units already set up inside there at the B side as well to defend it.
Plebs have got a unit of cav outside the wall. Actually, they're just capping the supply point outside at the moment.
Amia's going around the back
No,
here.
it's-
Just
is not prepared to actually take a fight with Ripcat, but just doing what
Yeah,
Ami
he's-
does, just being a pain in the arse for everyone.
I think he's free for losing his first death against Ripcats. Or no, it wasn't Ripcats.
It was
It's
Tinjev, it was
Tinjev,
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 yeah.
sorry. So yeah, he's
The
lucky he's
epic
not got
battle.
Tinjev at him. The epic battle. I think Tinjev's winning that first battle up every single time at the moment, but
He's just providing that distraction, draws people away, stops people focusing on getting towers in, all that sort of thing. Just being a pain, looking for little
Waste.
opportunities.
and waste lots of time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's 7 minutes 20 now. You never think of Reggie as a map that you run at a time, but
Yeah, well,
It's
look how
going.
many SerfSlayer mortars have been set up outside here as well. They're having to try and like deal with the defensive structures inside here of Plebs.
Massive push now going straight through the A gate though.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
units
here they go,
respond to
and
this.
ISGs making their way in there. Actually, get
Very
into the
quick,
halberdiers.
solid
They'll
push
win
there.
that fight with the halberdiers on the right hand side there. But will Plebs be able to rotate quick enough here and get units into a position? They have got Falconetti dealing damage to them as well as they come in the gateway. And then here comes the Daggerat's
Ami's
Lancers.
cabs are coming down. I don't think they're going to do too much. Like the
think
Serfs
they
have kind of
just-
really stormed that.
Yeah.
yeah.
A little bit of a stutter there, so I actually don't know what's going on at this point in time.
Yep.
There's so much going on.
Serfs, they
Tinjev
are
falls.
standing toe to toe here in terms of hero engagement, but the Serfs seem to be kind of all over the place. Plebs are having kind of difficulty at trying to clear them up here.
Yeah, it looks like
Serfs
A
are
will
starting
start
to
getting capped
score.
here.
Bit of a cap on A. Yeah, there's not many Plebs still down at A, so I think Plebs are going to very quickly be falling straight back to sea any second
Yeah, at this
now.
point, if you're plebs, you don't
Yeah.
want to commit too many lives because we know they can come in crucial at the end here. And obviously, if they cap A, and like what SerfSlayers are doing now, they're moving straight up towards C, trying to get units up there in a position, do some damage, defend the trebs, the pre-trebs in case they start coming out that gateway. But if they can get a foothold up here very early on, then they can
Would be a good
not
move.
have to
I
worry about a
think
cap.
there might have just been a split second too much delay because now you've got double halberdier sergeants and a bit of cav in there. But as you say, it was a good idea because keep that momentum going is often key on this map.
Exactly. The supply point push was a wee bit lackluster though from SerfSlayers. They kind of got beat down there. Their stalwarts and that got wiped before that even made any headway. But
Yeah.
now going to be another setup here. 21 pieces of artillery to use some SerfSlayers. So this will be a part where they start to use that now and bombard the sea point because plebs look like they are defending inside sea. That's what you wanted to see, Coffee.
That's exactly what I want to see, Marcus. Not only have we seen A and B kind of defended tonight, now we're getting to see C defended as well. What a treat, eh? What an absolute treat.
Well,
We got down to 8 minutes.
Don't take away my AB defense. That was a proper
We
AB
did get
defense. That was. I'm taking full credit for that.
Definitely. But
It's
yeah,
nice to see, even at this stage, we are still seeing this map play slightly different.
Yeah.
And I think the Serfs were not expecting that at all. I think they've reorganised and they've kind of got back into the right mindset to try and take Plebs on here, but I think that kind of threw them a little bit to begin with.
But even with that delay of the defense of A and B, unit-wise, they're not too far apart from each other. Unit-wise, we're looking at the attackers obviously have a little bit more of tier 4 units, so they've got like 570 to 390, of which Plebs defense have. But whether that'll come into play here now, there's going to be a big artillery phase from SerfSlayers while they have this supply point, and they'll get a position here if they start to do that right now. But SerfSlayers haven't really put many down. There's a couple of mortars down, but nothing too extreme yet.
Yeah, that's normally how this phase ends up developing now. 9 minutes 40. I suppose there's not as much time as you normally end up with at this point in the game because you normally don't have the AB defense quite like that. So they've got to be a little bit quicker because normally you normally have like 15 minutes, don't you? And this is what turns into the sort of big artillery grind. Looks like they're mortaring hard on the breach on the side. So they're like opening up an opportunity there. They could end up pushing that way.
The breach is down, but there's no units defending the breach because they're obviously all inside that sea point. So the next phase, the SerfSlayers then decide, do they go to the back supply point, like other teams have done in the past, and then try and cap that and then make a push from the back gateway and the right side gate, and essentially maybe 4-way push it if they can.
Or
the
Plebs just totally doing no beaches and just hard stack C. Keep that supply point nearest to them, hard stack C, wait. Turtle up and wait.
If they do that, it does revolve around always holding that left supply point that's very close to them.
Yeah.
But
if
it is very doable.
Lose that, then you lose C. You need that supply point.
I think
we want movement here. Obviously, Serfs are just kind of making kind of openings for themselves at this point, but nothing real kind of.
They've not got that much time though, particularly if there's going to end up being a final base point as well. You know,
very interesting to why Giotto's units are away down there in the wee background going towards the supply point. Why have they left their units so far back? Oh, it was Falconettis. They're trying to keep them hidden. There we go. That's fine.
Just playing it safe.
Yeah, I was just like, why have they got units and halberdiers and everything? But because the Falconettis were trying to be hidden by all the other units. But...
Ooh, looks like they're making a move now. A lot more stuff coming up. Are they going main? No, it doesn't look like it. Looks like they're going to rotate through the breach then, I guess.
Set themselves
in a position to go both ways here. Are they going to go back to supply, or are they going to try and just hit him?
Plebs going to rotate? That's my question.
Plebs are rotating, and they're rotating quick.
Oh my god, they've actually rotated around out into sea to defend
really
outside
quick
sea.
Enough, though. Serfs need to pounce on this lot now because Plebs aren't properly set up here. They can catch what's come out.
Oh, they're calf charging up the right-hand side there as well to deal with damage.
Going back to trying to chase off any respawners and stuff coming in.
Yeah, it wasn't a quick enough response there from Plebs, but they have got Falconetti raining through that gateway here inside the units that are going back to the supply point. That is clever for Plebs to be able to set that up there.
Yeah, I
Did
think that
lose
was.
a unit of ISGs though.
Yeah, I think overall it was a good move there by SerfSlayers. Quite a quick rotation and pounce. Sort of seeing a little bit of the quality sort of coming back. It was a much better move in my opinion. Cut them off, sort of caught Plebs out, got the move done, got the supply point captured. In many ways, it'd have been nice if a few more Plebs actually made it out the gate for Serfs, because then they could have dropped on them and killed them.
So now they're in this position, this is where they'll start setting up their artillery, because they're in that safe zone area where they've got a good positioning on units and visibility to be able to deal with some damage with the mortars. So they'll set mortars up and hit as much as they can prior to their push. They've still got 6.5 minutes. It's not as long, like we said earlier. There's still quite little time for taking things like C here when you've got all of the defenders inside it.
Yeah.
There's only one hero that's left outside, and I think that's Amya. Still rolling about outway at the back supply point. Oh no, it's Seekus. It's the other dual blade. It's the other dual blade out in the background. Seekus is just making his way around there.
They say they've not actually got that long, under 6 minutes now. They can mortar a little bit, but
yeah, they don't have as long a time to mortar. There's still 5 pieces of artillery for the side of Plebs, 2 of which are culverins, 3 grape shots, and a mortar. Well, actually, that doesn't make sense. It says there's 5, but some people, yeah. It's showing more. Maybe they've still got them up on the battlefield and still playing.
Yeah, some of the mortars starting to rain in now, and some of the units. Plebs really have to kind of clear that C square, but I think here comes the push in now.
Moved in already, yeah. It's quick. Nobody was expecting that.
Look at
the SerfSlayers as well. It was how the SerfSlayers were already set up at the back. If they manage to score the C, Plebs are going to lose this.
Those Falconetti doing so much damage.
Where are they firing from? Oh, they're back in the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that back tower, they're dealing the damage there, and they've definitely just whittling down units so quickly. Yeah. It is ISGs. There's like 3 sets of them as well, but actually it's 4 sets of spear guards. That's a very overload of shield. Very interesting, and you don't really see them used that often. But if you're going to try and win a fight, you're not going to win them with them. You can hold it, but you're not going to win it. Maybe that's why they backed off. They realised we've got too many of one unit and realised we can't win this push. Not with that Falconetti.
But 4 minutes 20 now. They're going to end up with only 1 push here, basically. It's going to be a bit of a do or die.
Started to put some more cav this time.
Yeah.
Plebs have actually done a very sneaky move here as well. I don't know if you've always spotted this, but down on the A
down on the supply point. Yep,
with
got
mortars
coming
just
the back.
raining down.
It's kind of a bit of a role reversal. Everyone's on the wrong side.
They're using SerfSlayers. Yeah, they're using SerfSlayers mortars against them. Plus, they've got cav ready to do something in the background here as a unit of Serfs cav comes round. They're actually rotating the halberdiers outside the front gate here as well. But are they going to use that? Halberdiers versus halberdiers here fighting, and then there's going to be 2 sets of cavalry charging back and forward between each other at the front gate. Music SerfSlayers wins that battle of the fight there as the push comes in from the back gateway as well.
Yeah.
Mortaring herself, trebbing herself here as well, though, a little bit.
Looks like they're going to get through that front gate as well. I think there might be enough impetus here, possibly for SerfSlayers. Depends how some of these cav charges end up panning out. Oh, I think they might just lost some Falconetti in the back there.
There we go. Plenty of cav is doing work. The Leals are doing what they need to do here.
Yeah.
And are wiping the point. Agarax Lancers aren't going to save the day here, but there is 1 unit coming in now.
Oh, a lot of cav coming in though from Plebs. A lot of cav doing a lot of work.
Oh, the Agarax Lancers have countered the cavalry that was already in there, and it's only ISGs from Turbo and Robert on the point, and they're just going to get cav charged over and over in that corner. And they defended it.
All the SerfSlayers are down pretty much. There's only a few now standing up. There's loads and loads of Pleb players still on C.
Only 6 players alive, but they're not even anywhere near the
Are
point.
the Surfs going to have enough time to reorganise and set up another push? I don't know.
No,
It's
I
gonna
I
be
don't think
close.
2 minutes they do. Yeah, definitely not with 2 minutes.
With
There's
time,
no
they actually
artillery
still have
phase.
good unit advantage, Surfs, but I just don't think they've got the time really. And they've just got to push hard now, really. I mean, what else could you do?
It looks like there's a few of them kind of waiting on the steps outside. They're trying to get a few of them all together, but they haven't got much left in terms of units. I mean, is that a longbow unit I see coming in? I think it might be. That's absolute filth. Absolute filth I see coming up those stairs.
Longbow? No way.
No, I don't think it can't be.
Can't
But they're
be. They can't.
Rattan Vipers.
The Rattans.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's actually any better or not.
Well,
I
it's
don't
just
think
an
it is.
infill unit. But
And there we go. We're just going to see Plebs fold into the gateway here as Serfs try to make the push in. They're going to get flanked in the back here, though. There's Cav coming in over the sea point from both teams. As the fight goes on, it's just a sea of players falling to their death. 1 for 1 between each team.
It's just chaos. Yeah.
Well, 1 minute 15. It's just absolute chaos, isn't it? It is just absolute chaos. They need to get
like-
on that point and start capping it here, though.
Yeah, I feel like Surf's
Tempo's
getting a
surviving.
slight advantage here, but they just need to be pushing harder. 1 minute to go. No, they need
They need
be
to focus
clearing,
these heroes.
securing. Yeah, absolutely. And
Houses
stop
are
the
and
entrance
tempo
when
shot
anyone's getting
need
in.
to be killed for the opportunity here.
They've got to clear it now. They're going to need a solid
on.
kind of 40 odd seconds to cap this point. There are
Yeah.
The thing is,
jumping on it,
if
stopping
they
it.
get this, they win this. If they get this point, they win this.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
so
they have
close.
it. They're going to get it. I think they're going to get it. If they
They
get
need to
kill
block
that
up this
pull-axe
gateway.
right now,
Why are
that is
they
it.
pushing a unit to the gateway? Stop stuff coming in.
Or the pleb manages to hold it for a few more seconds. Here comes Runin coming in again as well.
Oh,
But
yes,
there's a grape
knocked
shot
out.
smacking him in the face. Tempo shot comes back in and gets smacked by a grape shot as well.
25
He's
seconds to
down.
go.
22 seconds. Now it's Fisu,
And-
but Fisu's not going to
And a
make the
pleb jump
point.
on it, just stop it long
He's
enough.
on the point.
He's dead.
Fisu is dead though. That's it. This is it. SerfSlayers win this here.
Yeah, Surf need to push
have
now.
to.
They need to push.
There's only
They need
one
to
hero alive, and
literally
he's
YOLO it.
Still
running
open.
back.
The gate's closed.
Okay, they've got the other way. They
Lads.
go the other way. They've got it. They've got it the other way.
Just
There's
gotta
2
push this
heroes.
hard, quick.
2 heroes
Ash,
alive
jump on
now.
the base. Don't let the plebs come in.
But they've got 3
Some
minutes.
plebs
They've
are
got plenty of
back
time.
up, some plebs are
Plenty of
back.
time. Plenty of time. There's plenty of time here. They win this year. They've got plenty of cav, plenty of units. Only 4 heroes
Oh, the
alive
grape shot going down by
from
the,
plebs
by the
and a
Surf
grape
Players,
shot.
though.
There you go. SerfSlayers win this one here.
Yeah.
They won. They had to follow that through with a win to give themselves a chance to finish as CBL winners, and now they're going to tie this game. No, they're going to bring it back to 3-2, aren't they? They're going to bring it back to 3-2. They've got to win the next one to tie it up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Clutches them in.
It looks
Clutches them in.
so clutch. They've managed to hold on. They're hanging by a thread, but they have managed to make it through this one.
That was a really
2
close
minutes,
game as
15
well.
seconds left. SerfSlayers pick up the win. That was a very,
What
very,
a
very close game.
photo finish. God damn.
Wow.
That was
Very
quite a
much
game.
I
Well
didn't
finished.
think they're gonna made it. Yeah, what hell of a game.
They left it right until the last second, literally there, didn't they? Well, they have left about 12 seconds. That was
Yeah.
close. That
Plebs-
was,
And
Plebs
Plebs
had to
tried something
fully commit.
different, and serfs weren't thrown off.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
Plebs fully committed that
managed.
defense on C, and that's where when Serfs gained that momentum, heroes started dying too quickly, units started dying, and then the amount of units in prep for SerfSlayers was just too much as the respawners had to come back into the game. So very well done from SerfSlayers. Left it to the last second, and that's where it keeps it very exciting for all of us here watching.
literally to the last second.
that was good. That's what we want from a grand final. That's exactly what we want.
Oh yeah.
They're not wanting to
That
flip
was
their
that
phone,
was-
that's what it is.
Yeah, that was the most effective AB defense we've seen so far on this map, right? And we saw some teams trying it, but it kind
I
of
think-
always cost them the win.
I think no beaches did defend A and B. Like not A and B, sorry. Oh yeah, A and B, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's
yeah,
the best
we-
effective A and B, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we saw some teams trying it, but I think Plebs just did it really well here. and you have like you could have seen that that servers were kind of thrown off in the beginning, but still, like you gotta give it to them. They just managed, were flexible enough, did the photo finish.
Mm-hmm. That sea push was just chaotic. There were just units everywhere, heroes coming in
Yeah.
from every single point on the map that you can think of, and trying their hardest to try and stop at plebs because they knew if they lost that, they lose the game. So they had to fully commit it. They had to charge hard.
Plebs are bringing in some Nancan archers, which the only thing I can see they're going to be using those for is obviously blocking off ladders and stuff. They're going to be climbing up ladders. Don't know if the plebs are going to be using them to actually attack with as such, but that's quite a lot of range. I don't think we've even seen that much range since.
No,
like,
not
in terms
really.
of
Not in terms of
archers.
archers. Yeah, definitely not
Since
archers.
we've been
Mostly
kind of playing.
Senjis, but that's about
Even
it.
from Bird of Quinn, I don't know if I've ever seen him use a range unit before.
And he'd be the first one to complain about somebody else using them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure of it.
Just got to get these slight digs in while we can.
Never, never.
What do
Anyway,
we
let's
reckon then?
go.
Do we reckon it's just going to be a free A and B straight to C?
I think a
As
free
meant
A
to
and
be,
B.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
Straight
so.
to C, yeah. Right, here we go. Loading in. We'll find out.
I wonder if they'll
in a
get the
minute.
free C. Sometimes we get a free C as well. Will they decide to do that against SerfSlayers? Oh, SerfSlayers, we even
Plebs
think about
like
doing
to
that.
play their artillery game though, don't they? And they like to set up in C. So I think
They're
I
leaving
don't know if
units
they'll
on A.
drop C for free.
They're leaving some
Look-
units on A, guys.
They are. They definitely,
No.
definitely are.
Surely not.
What is going on? They're definitely
What is
changing
this?
things up for this finale. What is going on? We are
What is
playing
this
sieges
madness?
out here. We are out here playing sieges. They're
Crikey.
setting up their mortars and using their falconetti in the same similar strategy that Plebs did as well to take out the siege towers and to give them that
Yeah.
opportunity here. Thing is, Plebs have just done it. They've just used their ones to figure to kind of take down siege towers. They'll know where the falconettis are set up, and they'll know where to be targeting with them. Surely.
And we also saw that it didn't really work for Plebs, did it? Under the AB defense. I mean, they lost
Yeah,
more
no,
units than
exactly.
they managed to damage. They delayed the time a bit, but it didn't really work for them.
I think it's all about delaying the time though, isn't it? It's having A and B for
20
free,
minutes. Yeah.
giving yourself almost 20 minutes to play around with. That's a long time to defend. A very long time to defense.
It is, but I always feel Reggie is more of a map that you win by unit kill deaths, not by time. Normally,
Yeah.
I would say I would be interested in you trying to grind the enemy down to the point that you have a sufficient unit advantage that you can be confident of winning that way, rather than trying to run the timer down like you would on like Heilung or Sun City.
Obviously, last time round when the Plebs were defending, they knocked down that right siege tower, right? They didn't manage to do this. SerfSlayers. SerfSlayers have.
No.
I don't know what they did with their falconettis, but they definitely moved them out of the way because Plebs must have targeted them somehow. And then they've got both siege towers up on the wall here and the gateway down. So
they actually only did about a third damage, didn't they, to that tower?
Yeah,
So
very
kind of
little
not much
damage.
at all. Yeah, it's surprising. Are they holding A? They're still holding though.
Yeah, they're still just down there on the right hand side of A as you, well, on the left hand side as the screen looks at it now. Looking at it as the attacker, but yeah, it is the right hand side is the attacker. You can see units set up, but it does look like they're still kind of wanting to defend that. So they'll keep the units on both sides here of A.
Who's
Obviously,
that
the
right?
breach
The
isn't
right at the
down yet.
back? Is that going to be Amya? I bet it is. It is. Amya is on final base point.
You sound surprised by this.
No, I don't know why I am. I shouldn't be. I just noticed a dot on the final base.
Oh, he's going for the
What's going on?
artillery in the back. He's going to try and target the mortars that are up there in the
Yeah.
background. The left side breach is down as well now, so that's an opportunity. But Amir has been a nuisance in the back there, as you expect.
Actually, isn't he? Yeah.
Then he goes
As
invisible.
is,
Nobody
some
knows
of the
where.
plebs are actually gaining dominance on the walls now.
Yeah,
They
they've
are
got
starting
their.
to actually get up onto the siege tower.
We see that, but it is village watchmen. So I mean,
but they've got a foothold,
dominance.
haven't
Watch out.
Dominance, not so much, but It's Village
Is
Watch.
there any SerfSlayers up there with them?
You know what though?
Jeff taking Amnia down, so I'll just got to jump in there.
But because of that, they've moved. They've rotated. All the SerfSlayers are starting to step back. They've come away from that right hand
That's
side
all
of the
that's
breach.
needed, my Village Watchman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Power of them.
But Halberdiers at the bottom of the stairs in the defense, and then they're bringing units back down. The stalwarts are starting to rotate back down, but a lot of them have moved towards the supply point because Plebs are all set up on the supply point here side now, looking to rotate back and forward and keep SerfSlayers guessing.
Yeah,
There's a
pretty
SerfSlayer coming out
strange.
of the gate. Look, not quite sure what he's planning to do.
Oh yeah,
Few
there's
of
a
them
couple
coming
of
out
them out
there,
there. Yeah, just checking, just have a gander. You know, always check your surroundings. It's what they're trying to do here. There's units going underneath, guys. Can you see it on the map on the tunnel? There's units going under the tunnel.
Is there?
Varangians and
Andrews and is that some maid? It's not maidens, is
Assassins? Is it Assassins? No.
Everything
Whatever it is.
everything we said, oh, that won't happen. No, we certainly won't see the tunnel.
it? Oh, it's
Yeah.
maidens. Yeah, Varangians and maidens are going through
Yeah.
there.
Crikey. Okay.
It's a wee sneaky tactic here. They're going to try and
It
sneak
is.
in the back of the guys at A point if they get the push in through the breachway, and that's where they're trying to gain the foothold here. Actually, Plebs, they're going up. They're going up through the C point now. Oh, they're going through behind the supply point gate. That's where they're going. Got Pleb Cutie.
They're gonna
He's going to get
try.
noticed now. They're at that gateway and they're coming in from the breach.
That means Plebs are gonna make their move, but now they've got to go, which they are. Plebs are now pushing
Yeah.
in through that breach. A little bit too
Oh,
early. They've got to get that gateway down still at the back.
It's almost down, but it's not down completely. It comes down now, and the units are there
Ooh,
to pick off.
That's going to be a bit of a scare for the SerfSlayers right there, though. I don't think I fully
Stalwarts
expected
just
that.
brace inside of Varangians, though, but the Varangians start making headway, and so do the Shield Maidens as they start wiping the units. Trebs coming in. Trebs haven't
like Serfs
won
are
the
holding,
fight
though.
there. Yeah, Serfs have held that fight very well there. Unit-wise and hero-wise, it's quite close, but
Yeah.
they've held that defense.
Hero-wise, look, Plebs down to 7. Plebs pretty much
Oh,
wiped
Jesus,
on
that just
push.
jump on my screen there, yeah.
Tinny, good old Tinny's coming in with a triple kill there. He's just absolutely slaying some of the Plebs players there. Plebs are very quickly running out of time here. They've got 5.5 minutes. You see a load now, however, storming through B breach, going towards B. There's a few Surf players kind of responding fairly quickly to it, but they've got some big
They've got to
units coming
rotate
through the
quickly.
B.
Yeah.
Yes, the units aren't coming here quick enough. There is a unit of cavalry coming in now. Is that a unit of Liao's? It is a unit of Liao's inside the B point, and they have a unit of Shield Maidens just inside there. But Serfs are meeting that with some good units here as well. Some ISGs are coming in. You've got a unit of Liao's in the background here as well.
Talking
Serf
another one
Robert's
up on the
stopping
board
the
mark
Liao's,
as
yeah.
well in the Tinjev versus Amya. I
Tinjev
saw them
versus
come up
Amya.
again.
That
Yo.
Falconetti, though, the Serfs have got Falconetti sort of set up trying to shoot down at the gateway, or they're probably pushing it quite boldly forwards now. That's frontline Falco shooting straight in.
Is it too early to say? I think this is an A and a B hold.
Oh, I think it's
Looking
too early.
that way.
It's too
It's
early.
too early.
You
It is
know
still too
what?
early.
Because as
You
we
have to
said
start
that, a
hyping
good
heroes
chunk of
here.
Serfs died.
Good charge there though, coming through the calf
Yeah.
from Hyatt. Now they just need to wipe the heroes that are left on the B point here. There's only a couple of heroes left. Tinjev, one of them, and then you've got Lex. Serve me sandwich. Serve me a sandwich. I like that one. Serve me a sandwich. It's like serve me one. Like, serve me one if you want. I need one. But yeah, it does look like B is going to be capped now though. It doesn't
Yeah.
look like Serfs will commit to that. At the moment, it's 13 heroes versus 10. The hero battle though is going in favour of SerfSlayers at the moment. They do have 9 extra heroes.
See now though, look.
Yeah, they've got to. They've got more units advantage as well though, going forward here. Tier 5 and Tier 4 units, so far Serf's done a great A and B defense. I think that's better than the last one we just spoke about there from Plebs. So
Serfs need to be counter-attacking that bottom supply point on C and need to be doing it now. Well, there's not actually that much stuff there from Plebs. If they want to get that supply point back, that's going to be key for them to holding the C point.
As they all go down toward that quick supply point, now you see the plebs players coming up
Yeah.
the main stairwell. Ooh,
Plebs
this is
gonna
going to
be
be
coming in
difficult to
soon.
defend against because
Yeah, they're
all
too
of the
busy
serfs
defending that
down
left
at that
supply point at this point in time. So
The plebs look like actually they have not been quick enough to jump on the C point there. All the serfs come straight back in.
Yeah.
Java all stays deaf here. How many? We must be close. Yeah,
Yeah,
a
I
couple
think
of
we are
heroes are
close to
close
some
to
heroes being out.
full on deaths. Yeah.
Because it's not really played a huge part in this tournament so far, I don't feel, hero deaths.
Yeah,
feel
I
like
think people are a
units
little
have
bit
run
more
out
wise
first.
to it now.
Yeah, but this time I feel like it's starting to creep in a little bit more, isn't it?
Yeah, we got 3 heroes on actually it's 4 heroes on the hacker side that are on 1 life left. Interesting. Plebs having an issue here going forward with their survivability, which they're normally really good at, Plebs. Sorry. They're normally really good with
Yeah.
keeping their heroes alive and yeah, like pretty much minimizing their deaths in every single battle and encounter. But Serfs have managed to find a way to kill them and to counteract their pushes on kind of every single push that happened there. I think Serfs kind of won them all. It's only because the spawn points for coming into the home point is more in favor of plebs for B.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
This is what you need serfs to do. Serfs need to be having the upper hand here because they need to try and tie this up. They're not knocked off of champions from CBL. They obviously want to hold that and try and win that back and keep that title going for themselves.
This is where it's going to turn into this sort of bit of an artillery duel now, isn't it? I would have thought.
Yeah.
You know, Plebs still
The
got a lot
unit
of artillery to
advantage
place.
with the unit advantage that they have for the defenders, they definitely need to try and wipe that down as quickly as they can, because they are losing that battle with units as things stand.
I would say plebs right now, they want to be using up pretty much all of their artillery, trying to soften up and lessen the difference in between kind of unit numbers between them. We've got some epic dual blade battles going on at the background here between Anya and Ripcats, however, up on the walls. I don't know if you boys have spotted that, but they are having a little bit of a duel, which Anya, if he dies again, I'm pretty sure he's out. So he needs to be really careful there.
The unit he's just pulled is a unit of farmers. So, I mean, that is definitely going to be it. Anya picks up Ripcats, so he had a grape shot and his farmers helping him out there with that battle with Ripcats. I don't know what Ripcats was thinking of way down there, though. Maybe he was like, I'm going to hunt him. I'm going to go on the hunt. Look for Anya. I know he's close to death. We need to get him out of the battle.
He probably wanted to do Tin Jeff proud and score a kill on Anya, but it's obviously gone a little bit Ray. Didn't work out for him.
Well, Amius comes back around with his unit of trusty farmers. Know what they'll do in the grand scheme of the battle, but he's going to have to work his magic as a dual blade.
Capping that bottom supply point now, Plebs, at the bottom side of C. You'll just see it on the edge of the minimap.
So that actually gives them the advantage here for the C point. If they have that, then they've got a better chance because they have still got SerfSlayers defending inside C, and Plebs having the supply point. It's going to be a very difficult task for SerfSlayers to try and hold off here and keep coming back at them as they fall off because the supply point is so far away. And not to mention the fact that they have ISGs. They're not the most movable unit backing forward to supply points, even though they can heal themselves. There's ISGs move forward into the stalwart push here, but there's lots of units coming out of the tower here. Halberdiers come charging out and brace, but the charges coming in and the halberdiers coming in from plebs are going to have to try and hold off that cav charge.
It's absolute chaos in that gateway as they're trying to push in.
On your left of your screen there as well. See Amya trying to fight the musket player up top here with his farmers, and then he's also trying to use that against the prefectures here.
Plebs have just got wiped pretty heavily there, haven't they? Down to 10 heroes. A lot of their units down to 8 heroes now. More of them dying by the second.
That seems like this is very difficult for players' positioning here, because if they start pushing out SerfSlayers here, they're going to start picking off even more heroes here. and Plebs are going to have nobody left to fight in the battle.
I think they better start trimming the grass for the next map.
Yeah.
We're going
that way,
Grassland joke.
I mean, is he going to get picked off here? Amia's in the middle of a fight here with Sponja and a few other heroes. There goes Ripcats as well, going to try and get his own back here after being brutalized by Amia earlier here, and Amia does fall to his death. Ripcats picks up the hat-trick at the same point, and Amia is out of the battle. A lot of Plebs players are looking to be getting knocked out here at this point as well. We're very, very close to losing them.
I don't think Plebs have the unit quality now to kind of do any kind of solid pushes. They've got a few odd kind of units, but a lot of trash tier units now, I think.
It's
already safe to call. I think this is a SerfSlayers defense victory, unless they really mess it up badly. I think we're going grasslands, lads.
Yeah, I am inclined to agree. There's a little bit of a wall push there. Yeah, it was a really solid defense. I'm really surprised. Looks like they're gonna come around through that back little doorway, but it's mostly just farmers. Although a bit of stuff coming up main as well.
We've got the Namcan archers in there. They're going to win the battle for them instantaneously. We've got them.
Yes,
He's even controlled by a glaive player, so they're obviously listening to coffee too much here for sure. But and it has to be Burdaquin as well, doesn't it? Of course it is. It's Burdaquin. Glaive player and Namcan player gets wiped out of the batch here as well, just as we speak. No quarter going to Robert. And that's it. That's going to be it. There's going to be no heroes available to kind of fight back here and actually do anything unit-wise as well. But they're so outnumbered that it's a GG, and SerfSlayers are not giving up so easily here in the CBL finals.
Be 3-3 if SerfSlayers take this, which it looks like they will.
That's making the games 3-3. We're going to be going grasslands. Oh, this is going to be a tasty grand final battle right now after this.
If SerfSlayers go on to win the grasslands, they win the CBL final with a reverse sweep against a team like Plebs, which is not an easy thing to even think about doing.
I'm pretty sure Plebs right now will be very upset it's going to the grasslands as well, because that I can go either way. That map.
Yeah, I want
that. No quarter picked up from Ripcats as well.
They're still dead, I think.
There's two heroes alive, and I don't like one of them is away back at the Trebs. Pleb QT in the background there. Where the Plebs has gave up. He's left the battle before everybody else. He's like, I've done it. Java follows. Plebs realise they have no hope here in the.
Even some of the serfs leaving the battle as well. No, we don't need to wait around for this one.
Need it.
Don't need to be here.
I'll go start prepping my horse ready.
Yeah.
Yep, let's get it. Let's get it.
His warband for the next game. Yeah.
What an interesting way to see going into this final here. I actually can't believe that it's gone and it's going to go to grasslands after it being 3-1 up. It looks like Plebs had 2 match points to win the game, like to win the CBL. They had 2 chances at it, and both chances went in favour of SerfSlayers to tie the game. That is something to speak about in future CBLs for a long time now. If they keep this momentum going, they're going to have so much hype going into this final grasslands as well. So much hype.
Oh, we've just got to do like what everyone has to do on every siege map when it goes like this. You just have to wait for the end. We've all been in these situations.
Always a joy, isn't it?
Dominate the team, and then you're like, well, now what do we do? just have to watch poor QT being chased around the artillery by Giotto.
There we go. Mark G left the battle. Wait a minute. What?
Wait, is he?
What, Mark?
What, Mark G? What is he? I just wanted to make my name come up on the screen. It's the only chance
I hope
in
you
the
get
battle
a
scenes.
10-minute timeout ban now.
That's it. I'm banned from grasslands. I can get my pizza. I like how they're not even fighting outside. They're just sitting there chilling with it. Right. Good stuff, lads. That's it. Well done.
Wow.
Game, set, match.
I didn't think it was going to come down to this. I really, really didn't.
No. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Are you glad
you-
it's come down to this, though, Evo?
Have you guys bribed them so they made it an interesting matchup?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Tell you what, guys, just let this go to a draw, and we'll get Grasslands for the final. Yeah, it's
It's, yeah. I don't think anyone could, in terms of from our point of view and watching this, I don't think we could have asked for better, to be honest. Like, we've seen some solid matches all the way through the night. That's what we expected. We have seen some different tactics used on the maps that we all know and love, but we are still seeing how they're played so differently by some houses. And now it's coming down to everybody's favorite Grasslands. It's going to be it's going to be really sad for whoever loses this. Both teams have been solid throughout the night. 3-3, that is not a score to kind of laugh at or anything. That is a decent score from both the teams. Whichever way this goes, it's going to be some real hurt, I think, after this match.
Yeah,
Did you
definitely.
notice
They
that,
definitely
Tinjev's
outslayed in
10
this
kills?
battle, SerfSlayers. Yeah, I was just about to say that. Tinjev with 10 kills. But then there was also Ripcats with 8 kills as well. So the killers and slayers were definitely in SerfSlayer. They were slaying out their heroes. They even I'm pretty sure they were picking on Ami at this point, because Ami didn't really manage to do very much in that battle this time around. And Ami is normally known for being up there with a lot of hero kills, a lot of decent unit advantages, and maybe doing some nice flanks and whatnot. But he didn't manage to do anything because he was just getting picked off. He was getting picked off by different heroes and ganged up on when he was sneaking around the back, as he likes to do. But very well done from SerfSlayers, though. You have to slay out to get these advantages that they did there in that final battle, and that's exactly. If that is the case and they change all of a sudden, I would be complaining myself.
No, you wouldn't, Mark.
No, I don't complain. Don't be daft. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more cast there to go. Ripcats is back.
He might have just come back in because it was Ripcat, so we might be all
he's
good
back
actually, all groovy here. But yeah, it looks like Surfs are going Cav. They're looking to rush this.
Chevaliers.
I think the Plebs, they're trying their infantry tactic again, though. I think that might actually score it for them.
I mean, they have got like 6 dagger axe lancers out to start with. Is it 6, something like that, 6 or 7 dagger axe lancers out to start with, plus their infantry. There's actually Pleb Cutie is picked up Namkans. Is that Namkans or is that the other one? I don't even know what one that is from that image. There is a blue range unit in there though, and is that maybe, I don't know. It won't be prefecture, will it? But you never know.
Okay, so I always feel like Plebs didn't go as heavily anti-cav as I thought they were going to. They've obviously got a lot of anti-cav, but not like hard anti-cav.
Yeah.
But Plebs
There's
got
a
the
mix
same
of
side as
something.
they got last time round, where they got the same spawn as against no beaches. So they're going straight C and B. They're starting to cap B straight away here, and then the rest of there's a couple of boys going on to the A point with Ami kind of nosing off in the front of A sides, kind of looking at that. But in the grand scheme of things, they've got more defense on B. Yeah,
Surfs yielded B pretty easily there. Didn't really put up a fight.
Yeah, definitely. And the interesting thing about it as well is Plebs took B and have just came away from it. They're not even leaving people there. They just left it. Like, so, what is their plan here now? Are they trying to bait Surfs to go into B?
It looks like a lot of their boys have gone back to the supply point. Look, and they're changing their cavalry for something.
This is the most static field battle we've ever had.
Yeah. They've got the cap point, so all they need to do is grab their units for defending the point.
Yeah,
and then
loads of 40s coming out. 3 units of 40s, set of halberts. Like, yeah, they're going to just be hard defending B. But
firing ballistas.
Just kind of sat there, just watching.
There's ballistas being set up on both sides here. Plebs, Java have got some here. Heilung has got some units set up with ballistas, even from vasectomy up on the C point, firing ballistas over towards the Surfs clusters of units. Yeah, managed to actually gave them time to go and grab units to grab the point, like, and hold the point. It's very interesting from Surfs.
Yeah, it really just it feels like Surfs almost defending, waiting for Plebs to push their base point. And then they want to try and win that fight then, because they're hiding a lot of stuff just behind that rock face, aren't they, basically?
Yeah, exactly.
This
So
is what No Beach, exactly how No Beaches played it last week, which
yeah, they did.
this
Yeah.
hesitation is what cost them.
I think they
I'm
think
worried for the
when they
Surfs
do
here.
this, I think what they think when they do this is when the plebs will just over rotate themselves and they'll get caught out in the back,
Yeah.
and the units will just
Yeah.
charge through. But it's not plebs aren't that like they're not going to leave themselves open like that. They know that's probably what the plan of serfs is to do, and they kind of
And
just
to be fair, it looks like that is exactly what they're doing because like, obviously Amya's just gone running around toward their spawn point, their base point, seeing that actually 3 heroes then started chasing him, and they've got stuff on the base point as well. He's decided to leave it. Like he's just tempting. He's just kind of poking at the minute. He's poking.
this
He's going for it again. He's going to kind of just see if he can bait a few of them toward him. Like
him and
he's just-
Seekers did last time against No Beaches
Yeah.
as well. Both of them went down and they found one
keep
hero.
poking the bear, prodding the bear, see what
Like
happens.
now, there you go. Gyoto's caught out, right? So
Ooh.
Gyoto's on his own here. He's getting stunned
Yeah.
and he's going to get caught out. And there's going to be one hero death straight away. And Sponge is going to try and respond to that, but he's going to then be outnumbered
He's
by the
gonna get
heroes.
called
So
On his own, yeah.
he'll run away. There you go. Seekers picks him up with a dual blade invisibility, and then now comes the cataphract charge here. But they're charging into nothing because the unit's going to
Yeah.
move before it even happens. So
I-
yeah, that's
I'm not
exactly
sure
what we
why-
did last time.
Plebs
Why
are
Giotto
moving
took
up
that
towards
fight.
the A point. Plebs are moving toward A, quite heavy set as well.
Yeah.
Or if they can score this A
Yeah, they
score
heavy
and just
rotation.
even score a 0.1%.
They're gonna
Well,
have to
serfs
rotate.
cannot give A without a fight.
Yeah, they have to go. They have to meet that because if they don't meet that
Yeah.
and they go try and push somewhere else, they still got to try and win the fight first and then cap it. Whereas if they lose the fight before the cap is coming on in A, they'll lose points on the home point overtaken. So they've got Javcav here from Bird Quinn. He's using the Javcav to kind of prod at them and deal
Yep.
some damage prior to the push. You've got some grape shots coming up here as well from Finn. And then it's Namkan archers from Pleb Cutie. This is what they'll be used for. They could just whittle it down from a distance. There's Cav coming in, though. The charge is going to come into the halberdiers and the
It's just going
Namkans.
to go straight into the halbs. Ugh.
Yeah.
You
Namkans, but
have
there's
the
another one.
Surfs
Rocks
moving.
are Rocks
You
are
have the
in the
Surfs
back of
moving
your
around the
screen
flanks,
there.
though.
On the top of your screen there, Roxar's looking to rotate, but he's decided against it as a flank comes in from that left side
Oh,
here.
we
just
have
beside-
got some score. Plebs are scoring some base cap on the fact that the Surfs have
They
left
have.
their base cap totally undefended.
There you go.
What is that going to cost them the game? Just that
Down by almost
4.42%.
4%. Yeah,
Is that going
exactly.
to cost them the game? It could do. I've seen less cost people games on this map.
There's a dual
it's
blade
a
heading over
mistake
towards the
by
C
Surfs.
point here. There's a dual blade heading towards C point, actually going towards the base point. There's the base supply point of Plebs, Ripcats. See if you can deal some damage to the Liaos that are there.
The Surfs are definitely now going to have to start making some moves because they've lost that 4% on their base.
Thing is, they're losing the
Surfs are gonna
fight up
lose
at
A.
A. They're
Yeah.
going to lose A as well, so they've over-rotated as well because of that cap point. They're losing the fight up on A, and then all Plebs does is free cap it, and they grab even more points here if they can do this here. If they get the Fortebraccio set up quickly enough because they're still moving, the Cav comes in, Fortebraccio managed to brace,
Just
but I don't
managed to
think
get
it was
in.
quick enough, but there's so much movement from Serfs this year, I don't think they'll grab the cap. So the heroes
I
should
think-
get out there with their life.
Yeah, I think the Surfs have cleared up the A point there, but the
Yeah.
Surfs still need to do so. They
Yeah,
are
Surfs-
now going to lose this game.
Yeah, Surfs need to be so much quicker now in terms of getting back on the offensive. They've only got 6 minutes left, just under 6 minutes. You know, if they're playing for numbers, then they really need to be getting a lot more kills than they are doing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they are starting to cap B, so they are starting to take a second point. Are they going to just not rush to Plebs' base? I would start sending some of my lads that way already. I don't think they all need to go towards B. It's not being defended at all. This is going to open up the Plebs' base. Get people down there now. It's like, now is your chance, Surfs.
Yeah, mate, what do you do as Plebs here now then? They've obviously got some new respawners coming in, and they're already at home point anyway. And then you've got the supply point over there in the distance that they have. All the heroes kind of going towards.
Surfs now either have to take C point as well, or they need to score more than what the Plebs have done. Surfs are opening and leaving their base open now. They can do because it's padlocked. But
Oh, there's a
Still
wee
keep
dual blade
someone
battle
kinda
going on
close.
here from Seekers and Ripcats. Ripcats clearly chasing. Is he going to chase too far? No, he's decided to give up the ghost here. He realizes he would not win that battle once that comes into play there. So we will.
I mean, I would say
leave and come
Plebs are
back.
fairly heavily rotated towards Seaside. You know, with a solid base rush now from Surfs, would they not stand a decent chance of getting back in time?
There's so much people from Surfs coming down though. They are towards that home base point here, and are they going to get caught out here? So Robert shares his calf charge, but it does miss quite a lot of the
think
moving
Plebs
units
have
there.
seen the whole chunk of the Surfs moving down there. They're going to start rotating down towards
Yeah,
that
now
base.
they're starting to
Tempo
rotate.
is the one on the base point here with his Fortebraccio braced and primed with his longsword, ready to wait for all of that cavalry about to come straight,
They are
full
coming
face frontal.
storming. Look, see what the Plebs are doing though. They are actually attacking them in the rear as well, so they're not just attacking them head on. But I know, knowing Temple Shot, he will be screaming right now to get people actually.
They've got Halberdiers
hitting them
defending
in
that home
each
point
different
completely,
angles.
though. They've got the home point defended by 3 different positions here, and Cav comes in from all.
Yeah, but look at that Cav
gardens.
swamps over it.
They literally just ran over the Fortebraccio as if they weren't even there. It might be a good fight here for Serfs to win this one if they keep their
certainly
heroes coming.
potential. There's certainly potential, particularly if they win some of the surrounding fights as well and start to bring more resources into that final base.
Got some
Yeah,
great
Plebs
shots set
going
up in
down.
very naughty positions here for the Surfs as well, so that is
Yeah.
definitely helping them.
Funko's trying to pick that off here, but the grape shot
Cats
does get
go down.
fired of. Lex picks up the hat trick. SerfSlayers winning these battles here, and they need to cap the point now to try and give themselves an advantage. Even though they've won most of these battles here, they're still actually losing out because they're still losing this battle as things
Yeah.
stand. Plebs have won the fight on home point now though, and they're managing to chase heroes down. Robert's going to get picked off there, and then now all the units of SerfSlayers is gone. Now Surf Rockstar's going to get picked off here as well. He's kind of stuck in the back at home here. He's going to have to run away here. Flynn gets picked off from Plebs though, and they're actually fighting over on the supply point. If you just zoom over on that left supply point now, you've got a couple of heroes fighting here. Heroes are just getting picked off though. They're picking on them.
Yeah.
They're literally picking on the Surf heroes
Yeah.
one by one. There's 3 on 1 here at this point in time. We've seen that in the last battle there. They picked on them.
That was a really, really solid effort from the Surfs. However, the Surfs still going to be in the losing kind of position here. They've got 2 minutes to make
SerfSlayers
something
have
happen.
more lives left. Like they have more lives left, and they have more units left as well. I think. Oh no, they've got less units, but more heroes' lives left.
They got 2 minutes to make something
They've got
happen
enough
right here,
to
though,
make
and
a
that is either
difference.
take C point or score 4% off of their base cap of Plebs. Either is going to be a very tough job to do in the 2 minutes remaining of this
Yeah.
CBL final.
Plebs have spread themselves out now pretty much across the base and sea point, haven't they, so they can access both.
I feel like SerfSlayers are spread out so far as well, though. They've got they're not clustered in one place ready for one full front.
Yeah.
They're looking at trying.
No.
Right now, the
They've-
Surfs need to literally 15 players stack death ball it into, I would say, probably C is their best chance right now. Leave Plebs base, everybody go to C.
Seems like they're
That's
going
what I would be
Yeah.
calling.
half and half.
what I
It looks
would,
like
yeah.
some of them are going B, some of them are going to, some of them going C. Sorry, some of them are going home base here because they're trying to stop the guys at home base coming on defending the C point. It is only 2 units on the C point here, with another in the background here.
1 minute, 10 seconds left.
Bagarax Lancers coming up through the back here though, from burning up on C here.
They're going to get caught on those fences, though, if they can't get through, if they're not careful. They're not really
Yeah.
they're making their way around now.
There's 2
Halberdiers
fights going
coming
on,
as
and
well.
so far it is so close. 56 seconds is all Plebs have to hold on for. SerfSlayers have to try and cap a point here, or cap at least a few
Surfs
seconds.
are
They're
trying to
capping
cap
C.
C.
Getting cap
Are
on
they
C,
gonna
but
get it?
they've got defenders on. Oh, he's got
Big two.
killed. Is it enough?
Seekers is on the point. Are they going to defend it?
They're
They're
also
capping B
recapping
back
B.
as well. Oh, they've
30
left it to the
seconds
last
left, 30
second.
seconds.
Serfs. Heroes are staying on the point. You've got Roxer, Sectomy,
They've got
sorry,
enough
and
defense on
Java
base as
on
well.
C, and B is defend. I think that's it. I don't think they're going to cap the point quick
No.
enough here.
Yeah, I think had they fully swarmed C, then I think they probably could have swung it. I don't think they got enough time now. 20 seconds left. SerfSlayers
Balthazar
can
picks on
make some
longsword.
magic happen.
Yeah, no, it's not enough. It's too little, too late. It was a good effort.
10
but
seconds
not
left.
quite.
We are going to be crowning a new CBL winner at the end of this countdown. We're going to see Plebs picking up the
3,
trophy.
2, 1.
GG.
Wow, there we go.
At 4%, that's all it took. 4%. And that's what's winning the tournament.
I was if I
Wow.
was a plebs player at that point in time, I'd have still been shaking and like sweating, like legit not being able to control my mouse because I was that wet. Like
I
that
bet you right
was
now in their team chat, Temple Shot is still screaming at him. I
I
bet you.
bet 100% he
yeah.
has got a really hot head at this point in time. Steam coming from his ears, out his nose, but he'll be over the moon as well at the same time.
Real top quality game, and it just goes to show that one little slip up by the Surfs. Whoever was defending that base cap from Surfs, I didn't see your name, but I wouldn't like to be in your shoes right now because that one little slip up of you taking your feet off that base just for a couple of seconds to allow a bit of a cap. That's what's cost it. Just that 4% has cost it.
Yeah, because at the end of it, they had the 2 points as well. So if they didn't have that 4%, that was their game. If that 4% hadn't lost, they'd have won that game
Called it.
with the 2 full points.
Yeah.
It's a very strong play and show from both sides. But obviously, Plebs picking up the final win and winning the Grasslands finale.
Yeah, what a game. What a game. Yeah, it was really close there. At the end, I thought Surfs made 2 really good counterattacks, didn't they? Obviously, one to try and initially on the base point, which I must admit, thought for a moment they were gonna kind of overwhelm it with enough cavalry, but Plebs just managed to sort of clutch the defense back and kind of get things back going. And then again, right at the end, we thought we might end up getting a bit of C, didn't we? It sort of looked like they started to get about half capped, but just couldn't quite keep the Pleb heroes off it. And then just couldn't quite get there in the time. But yeah, this was a close game. Could easily have gone the other way. Just a few seconds difference.
Certainly. If anybody ever says again that this game is a cav meta, then look at this battle. It shows you their plebs had a lot less cavalry than SerfSlayers had here, and when it came down to the itty-gritty parts of winning these fights, it was down to the infantry managing to withstand all that cavalry, and holding onto the points for as long as they needed to then reset. Cavalry wouldn't be able to do that. Just like the infantry did. So it's a very good job from